Yo's, we tell him.
Fuck that house now. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Came in with the W.
That boy 7. That man 7. Yes, sir. We're back. It's Nest Kingdom. Great win.
W's in there.
Throw them W's in the chat. Everybody throw them W's in the chat.
Hey, AJ, you asked somebody make a new intro.
Oh yeah.
When Hard left,
well, I just made a new one because we had to step up the game.
We can't have him in there. We can't.
We can't have that boy in there.
W intro.
He looks, bro. Yes, sir. So we back. You joining us right now. We just beat the Utah Jazz on a night that no one believed that we could do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't think we was gonna win this game. They thought a fully loaded Jazz team was about to take us out, but.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know what to expect. Quite honestly,
yeah.
Like I didn't know, because it's the Jazz, and you've seen them do what you've seen other teams worse than us come in and beat them. So it was kind of like, are they going to be that Jazz, or are they going to be? Yeah. Because they got some good dude. They have a good team, bro.
This is a really good. This is a good team. I mean, they say the Jazz is the regular season monsters. We saw that Bruce Brown and Terrence video. The regular season monsters, but we beat them in the regular season. Yeah. So this is a tough team to beat.
I think that puts us even for the season. We beat them once already this season. They beat us twice. Yeah. Now that I think we're even. We're even on the.
We beat them
series. Yeah, I think we beat them twice. We beat them once, and they beat us twice already, right? Yeah, we played them 4 times.
I think we beat them. We'll work on that.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get in there. We're gonna get into it.
I think all Western teams only face 2 times a year. Or for this season,
maybe it was going back to last year. These things
probably.
Up, but
let me shout out the chat, and then we'll get started about the game breakdown. KD and Kyrie was good. Midnight, hey, what's up? Joey, hey, Joey BK, what's up? WTM, hey, what's good? Let's be thankful. Yeah, we're thankful tonight. John Connor, hey, John Connor. Felipe Duarte, hey, Felipe Duarte. Yeah, I see those W's, guys. Brendan, hey, Brendan, what's up, Brendan? Joey BK, 718, what's good? Kusanaji, what's good? Oh, who else is here? Gerald Floriska, what's good, Gerald Floriska? And Brian Seeley, Tommy B, Jaleel, hey, Jaleel, Backdoor Season, PV, and Maya B, what's good, Maya B? Yeah, so the first quarter started, and like I said, this game, I just love the energy. I love the defense early on. I just felt like we didn't back down early. We didn't start good last game, but this game was a very good start for us. Early on, we saw KD light it up in that first quarter. The Jazz led the Nets 28-25, and we actually started 1 for 4 from 3, and the Jazz were 3 for 10. So we both didn't really shoot well in that first quarter. Jordan Clarkson he's a really smooth guy. I'm not gonna lie, his game is really smooth. He was hitting shots in that first quarter, and then we saw Michael Conley hit them high shots in that first quarter, off the glass. He was turning up, and then second quarter came, and the end of the first quarter, Steve Nash made the adjustment of Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin got in, and it was fantastic for us. He hit a 3. I think he had a dunk too. We saw the resurgence of Blake, the return of Blake Griffin in the end of the first quarter, going to the second quarter. Again, Blake Griffin gave us good minutes, and we saw Claxton. Claxton stepped up in that second quarter, and by halftime, he led the Jazz 53-51. KD had 15 on 7 for 10 shooting, and Steve Nash was making good adjustments, making good rotations. The third quarter is where we blew the game open. I think the Jazz made a small run, but again, that's when it turned into the Kevin Durant show. Kevin Durant went off in that third quarter. I think he had 15 points in that third quarter, put on a show for us. Patty Mills got involved too. Patty Mills hit some threes. We saw Kessler actually get in too. Kessler Edwards, I want to shout out Nash for this. Putting Kessler Edwards in the game. The Kessler Edwards Nick Claxton combo was really, really good this game defensively. It gave us the ability to switch on the perimeter really easily. I feel like it gave him the Jazz trouble with that. And then also KD was taking advantage of those mismatches on Hassan Whiteside. The Jazz really thought that Hassan Whiteside could guard KD in that third quarter. They kept letting the switch happen. And we saw KD just torch Hassan Whiteside. And
who did they put on KD?
Hassan Whiteside.
Hassan
Whiteside.
Who?
That one guy that was like, okay.
That's not going to do it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, I got it. Before you go on, I got to give a shout out to Clax because we did some of y'all know I do a halftime on Twitter Spaces. I call it Beat the Buzzer now. Yeah. And right before we were getting off, I said, I don't know why, but I just get this vibe that I felt like Clax was a good matchup for Gobert tonight, right? Like I really thought if you wanted to put him up against another center, right? Like he's Gobert, he's not a slouch, but he's not like a super physical dominant center. He's also very tall, very lanky, and I just for some reason I had a vibe like that Clax could actually play really good against Gobert tonight and Whiteside, and I called it. I said, like Clax is going to play really well. I said that's going to be a huge thing for this team going forward, and I just couldn't believe. I'm not fully on the Claxton fan club, but I can recognize the man, just like Bruce Brown and Claxton have been completely different players since the All-Star break, and I do believe it has to do with Harden. But I mean, it was like for some reason I could just see the way he was playing that like this was going to be a thing. Pepe, you and I were in two different areas when we called it, but listen. Shout out to Clax, man. Clax showed up today, and he played great against both those centers, and that was a huge lift for this team because I believe we were all concerned prior to the game. No Drummond, no Day'Ron Sharpe, no LaMarcus Aldridge. It's like, where's it going to come from? We'll see more Blake, but kudos to him. I'm not hating backdoor. I just think I gave the man a whole bunch of love. I'm on the Day'Ron Sharpe train, man. That's the future net starting center right there. But Clax, dude, you got to give it to him, man.
So like Sam was saying, Clax had 11 in that quarter. Bruce Brown had 9. We got to give love to Bruce Brown in that third quarter. He showed up with 9 points. Claxton was showing up 11 points. I think he had 5 or 6 rebounds by then. So that fourth quarter came, and again we saw a little bit. And the thing with the Nets late down the stretch, we continue to lose, not lose, but like the inbound plays at the last minute. We have no inbound plays in that sloppiness. Like I said, we had this game for the whole fourth quarter. Again, KD was making pushes. Every time the Jazz made a run, KD would score. So we had the game going down the stretch. But again, the inbounding plays last minute and the decision making in the fourth quarter last minute, it gets a little shaky. And it happened last game too, but this game too, it got a little shaky at the end. How y'all feel about that shakiness?
I'll just say this. We won the game in the third. Go for it.
Yeah. By the time they started getting hot, it was kind of just like a little too late type of situation.
Yeah.
Because like by the time they hit those back-to-back shots, it was like 3 minutes left? Like 4 minutes going into 3 minutes. It was like way too late. Especially even with those mistakes, because if we just hold the ball for like one possession and get a decent bucket, that kind of just deaded the situation. I mean, and that happened like 2 minutes later. So that Dragic pass, that was legal. I don't know what he was thinking. Because really he didn't need to do it. He didn't need to make that type of pass. He could just bounce past it to KD, we would have been chilling.
Yeah, he like I said, this is the second game he's made some weird mistakes in the fourth quarter. Like he keeps doing this late down the stretch. Like it's like he forgets he's how to be a point guard in the fourth. And like late down in the fourth quarter, for some reason, Dragic forgets to be like, I'm a point guard. I got to make good decisions and make good passes. Like Tommy B, he said the last 2 minutes need to be better for sure. Too many guys kind of freaking out a bit and forcing it to Durant. Yes, again, the last 2 minutes. Again, this game was sealed. We already sealed this game. Like Shane was saying, we won this game in the third quarter. We had an unbelievable third quarter. But the fourth quarter,
almost
it's
40 points. We came in with a 38-point
third quarter.
We almost had a 40. Yeah.
And that fourth quarter, again, we had this game until the last 2 minutes. It just got really, really shaky. But again, like Charles was saying, it was too little, too late. But again, if you're joining us right now, We just beat the Jazz. Good win. KD was by himself. A early injury to Seth Curry. We got to talk about Seth Curry going down with the ankle. Prayers up to Seth Curry.
Are you sure it wasn't because
yeah.
when he went down, he was grabbing his knee, and then he got up and he was like limping. So it's like, I think it was like a dual combo, but we haven't had a report
the injury.
yet,
The
right?
injury report said it was an ankle when they at halftime.
At halftime.
Yeah, they said it was an ankle, and then I think I saw a quote. Just double check me. They quoted Nash that he said it was the inside of the ankle, but I don't think it was the outside.
No, here. So basically,
he was dealing with outside the ankle, right? I think he was dealing with the outside.
It wasn't inside the ankle because inside the ankle is where his soreness comes from.
Yeah.
He did talk with Curry. He said it didn't look like it was too much, so he'll be reevaluated tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, knowing the Nets, safe to say he's not playing the Memphis game. Wait, do we have 2 days off, or that's after the Memphis?
I believe we have 2. Well, here I have the schedule up. So today,
like before,
yeah, Wednesday. We don't have a game till Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 1 day,
and then you have from Wednesday. Then
fly.
The next game after Wednesday is Saturday, so you get even more days rest. So maybe not see him in the Grizz, but hopefully we'll see him in the Heat. Hopefully he's not out too long. But table this topic for later. But we do need to discuss the fact that we got, and more came out with Curry's ankle. A lot of people didn't realize like he has an ankle issue. So you got 2 players from the 76ers that have legit continuing ankle and back problems. A little concerning. We got to talk about Ben a little bit later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. With Seth's ankle, like I said, I'm sad about it, but we needed him more for this game more than we did the Memphis Grizzlies game. Now that we have Kyrie coming back, this is the game we needed Seth more. I feel like the Memphis game, like we won't need him as much. You know, it won't be like a super hit to us. But this game was the needed game. But thank God, KD, like I said, KD went off and silenced the Jazz. But we needed Seth more for this game, and it's unfortunate that he retweaked it.
But I mean, shout out to listen, everybody that we needed, even Patty, right? Like Patty still came in and gave us better minutes. Same thing with whatchamacallit, Blake Griffin. Like, shout out to Blake, man. Like, Blake. I will start Blake or Kessler Edwards over LeBron Johnson any day, right? Like, I'm done with, like, I get why they have him out there at times, but it's like, it's sad to see. I'm not saying run Blake 30, 20 to 5, 25, 30. I'm not saying anything like that, but like, you saw when this guy got in there what he can give you. You saw his basketball IQ compared to JJ, right? Yeah. And even Kessler, he's making some stupid foul mistakes, but he brings so much more. Like
he's doing really good on that perimeter, Kessler. Yeah. He gave us great minutes defensively. Like I said, that defensive combo of Claxton and Kessler together, it was like too much for the Jazz. They couldn't score for like a couple of possessions in a row.
There's actually a tweet. Let me find it.
I understand JJ has.
It tells the defensive minutes of KD, Kessler, and Claxton.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
that combo, bro. It's that combo is lethal right there, bro.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it legitly. That one stretch where what was it? Clax, Kessler, KD. Who else was in there?
Was Bruce in there?
Okay, I think Bruce was in there. And and that shit was actually really. I was impressed.
What's the tweet, Charles?
Okay, so it's from Netscast. Shout out to Brooklyn Netscast. Kevin Durant, Nick Claxton, and Bruce Brown continue to play well together. In 108 minutes, they have a 121.9 offensive rating and an 86.9 defensive rating.
That defensive rating, crazy.
The best defensive rating out of a unit with at least 50 minutes. So
yeah, that lineup was key in that third quarter. Like, so that was an unbelievable third quarter. We saw a lot of Kessler, Claxton, KD, like that lineup together, them switching on the perimeter and hitting them rim protection too. Like we saw Kessler get some blocks, we saw Claxton get key blocks, Claxton outplaying Gobert and Hassan Whiteside. I'm like, bro, this is what we need. Like this defensively is a step up we need, and I loved how we played in that third quarter.
Let me read some comments for irritating Hassan Whiteside, and he just he irritated him, but then he just kept walking away. Yeah. Did you see
flexed
the
on him,
shoulder shrugs? He was doing the.
Yeah.
I
And yo,
gotta give
KD
him
was
that,
talking
yeah.
mad smack this game. Y'all saw KD
He
talking
was
smack?
doing this again. He was telling
Literally was
like
motherfuckers
literally
to get
on
outta
like
here.
on his first field goal, he literally did this to Royce O'Neal. So he was in that bag tonight.
And then you saw when he started dogging Hassan Whiteside, and like he just turned to the crowd. He's like, "What's wrong with these mother?"
He's like,
"What's wrong with him?"
Y'all got him
What's wrong with him? Y'all got him guarding me. Like he was
man.
like talking his talk today, which I love. Shout out to chat. Let me read some comments. Cowboy said, "My man's had me falling out my chair. Katie's the real MVP." Yeah. Durant gets juiced when Clax and Kessler were locked in mode in the third. Yeah, man. He was like I said, Durant.
AJ, don't forget this one right here. Shout out to World. Pointed at Whiteside like, who the fuck is this guy? You're right. Yeah, that one was sick.
Whiteside?
That was hilarious.
Are you dumb? Whiteside? Like he looked at the Quinn Snyder. He's like, "Are you dumb?" Like he's like, "Whiteside? Come on."
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. Katie served Royce O'Neal. Yeah, he turned Royce O'Neal. He's too small. Shout out my holy king. Isaac, what's good, Isaac? And Shifka said, "Do you think Kyrie will break Kobe's record?" Wait, which Kobe record?
Oh no! Oh, the big thing. KD passed Jerry West today for the most points scored.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, congrats, KD. Yes,
he was on his shit, talking shit, but he also passed Jerry West. I don't know if you heard him speak after the game, but he's like, we want to chip together, and he's got mad respect for him, and KD, I can never say that word. I can't say it. Fuck it.
Eradicate?
No, see, I can't say it. Like when you repeat something you said before, before the game where he talked about, I plan on being here. He's like, he brought up how long he signed for, and said basically like, hey, if it doesn't work out, I'm still here and we're still going to have many years to go at this. And then at the end of the game, he said the same thing. He's like, I may be older. He's like, but I still got a lot left in the tank, and he plans on to pass more people. So shout out to him. Yeah, there you go, Cake Spoo. How do you say that? Reiterated. There you go. I always mess that word up, bro.
So join us right now. We just beat the Utah Jazz 114-106. Big congrats to Kevin Durant, number 22 on the all-time scoring list. He might be able to go one more step up, and I think he'll be done after that because I think the next one is on the 21st. I think was it Elgin Baylor? I gotta double check, but I think Katie can get to I think Katie can get to number 20 by the time the season's end, and then next he just needs a full year. I think Katie. I was talking to my friend about this. He needs a full year healthy. I think Katie can really get up on the all-time scoring list, like top 15, top 10.
Yeah, didn't he pass like three people this year alone? And he didn't.
He passed like 2 or 3 people this year, and he's been on and off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so points. So right now he's at 25. He's about to pass Reggie Miller before.
Reggie Miller's at 21, right?
No,
yeah,
Reggie Miller. Okay, so KD is at 25-213. Reggie Miller is at 279. So he's most likely going to pass Reggie Miller this year. Mm-hmm. The one that maybe. Alex English at 613. So
yeah, he won't. I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he'll get Alex English.
Depending on how many games he has, he's gonna wind up because you have Reggie Miller at 279. That's an easy. He's easily gonna pass.
He's gonna pass Reggie. He's gonna pass Reggie.
The next two after that, if he doesn't go on a big scoring barrage for the season's out, you have Alex English at 613, and then you have Vince Carter at 728. So. By the end of the season, he's going to be super close to Vince Carter and Alex English. And then the beginning of next year, he's going to surpass. And he'll most likely next year, everything is pretty – he could easily –
he can easily crack the top 15, top 10, bro.
What's an average score?
KD was on his way to averaging this year at least 31 points a game.
No, but what's a good averaging of a season, right? Like how many point total would a guy score in a season? Somebody like
you mean like the average, or you're talking about
like for a season he'll score what 3,000 points? Like what?
You're talking about
like that.
Typical. That's a good question.
Because if multiply 30 by 82.
Okay, so Samuel Hogg, we'll just go with the 2K. If he scores 2K next year, he'll most likely pass. Yeah, he'll wind up being, like you said, right around potential 11 at Elvin Hayes, and then 10 is Moses Malone at 27,409. So he has a very good chance to crack the top 10 next year.
Yeah,
If he
Or
plays
make it right
72
in.
games, if he plays 72 games next year and he averages 30, it's 2,160 points. So 2,000.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
he could next year, he could definitely crack the 10 mark. And then after that, everything is just single digit. Then you've got Shaquille and Carmelo at 28,000. And then after that, though, it gets a little when you start hitting the Wilt Chamberlain. But he could easily in the next 2 seasons get up to around 8th. And then he's got some work to do to get in behind Wilt Chamberlain. So
Shout out to KD, man. He's climbing the list, man. I think by the end of his career, I think he'll be top 5 all-time scoring. I think he'll be number 1, but he's still chasing that man who's playing bronze. So
he's
gonna have to fight.
No,
I think he's gonna be top 5.
I think
number one's gonna be tough, but
I'll argue he's gonna be top 3.
Yeah,
top 3.
He could easily crack top 3.
It depends how long Bron keeps playing.
Yeah.
Like Bron could play till he's like if Bron keeps playing, like KD's gonna have to keep like.
KD been injured a lot. Like Bron hasn't been. Well, I mean, he's been getting injured recently, but like
because
that's a small task.
Yeah, LeBron is about
36.
He's about 1,800 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the first.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to put in.
You're talking about the stat pad, right?
Yeah, let's hey, real quick, shout out to Paul. Appreciate the super chat. Bad Bunny was in the house. I'm assuming.
Bad Bunny was in that house. Oh, what's good? What's good? Bad Bunny. What's up? Shout out all my Puerto Ricans. Que lo que my Dominicans. Como tu ta?
Yeah, Bron might have 40 when it's all said and done. I think he might go to 40. I don't know.
Oh, somebody earlier had asked a question. Sorry, Chuck.
No,
sorry. Somebody asked earlier, did we convert Kessler Edwards? I just saw an Did we convert? No, Kessler Edwards is not going to get converted because we had a conversation with Jay from BK and he broke it down even better. This is where I learned it from, and I don't think we realized it, is that if you convert Kessler now, we lose a year of control on him. So it's better to not guarantee him this year, but guarantee him in the offseason because it gives us an extra year and control with Kessler Edwards. It's beneficial for us to wait to do it after the season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose a year. So fuck that.
Yeah, trust me. Everybody wants Kessler in that playoffs, but it's gonna, like I said, it would be better for us to just let him rock and sign him like to a 3-year deal, like we did Claxton. We gave Claxton that 3-year deal in the offseason when he's a 2nd-round pick. So,
and those are another topic for later. You're gonna have Claxton, Bruce Brown, Drummond. I don't think we're signing all 3 of those guys. So that's a good discussion to have, and also the Ben Simmons discussion for later.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, if you're joining us right now, we're just recapping the Utah Jazz. We just beat the Utah Jazz. KD is number 22 all time. Great game from KD. Again, masterclass. Now we're going to go on the road to Memphis. We're going to get Kyrie back. So we got KD and Kyrie back. Seth Curry is out. With an ankle. We probably won't see him for a little bit. And super chat from Jabari Smith. He said James Johnson is less than Blake Griffin, Bruce Brown, top 5 net this season. Oof. Is that facts? That's facts.
Yeah. Shout out to Jelani. I did the same thing on Twitter. I did a Blake greater than JJ. I didn't put Brown in there, but shout out to Jelani. Typical season at 70 to 78 games. KD getting 2.5K with ease, but to let you know, KD is going to get Bruce, Clax, Curry, Drummond, Bag, especially BB and Seth. Okay, before we get into that, because this is the part that we've always talked about, that when you have a big 3, right? Like every year, a fan is going to be unhappy, right? Like, thank God we have Seth next year. We have Curry. We don't have to re-sign. Curry's here next year, but Bruce, Clax, and Drum are not. And unless somebody like Drum takes another, I think he's going to have suitors. I think people are going to look at him. I potentially think people might look at Bruce Brown as well. At least I believe we can go over with Bruce Brown and Clax, if I'm understanding that correctly. But we're going to have to get some friendly contracts from those guys if we want to retain all 3, especially Drummond. Like, I don't want to lose Drummond, but Drummond's got to give you He's got to give you a break. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to retain him, right? And you can't blame some of these guys for wanting to get a bag. I just hope he's happy enough here, being home, that he wants to stay and is willing to, get a team-friendly deal. But
yeah, we're gonna have to. Like I said, it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
What the Nets are going to do, and they have really a lot of questions going into the offseason. The center question: do we keep Bruce Brown? Do we keep Nick Clax? A lot of answers, a lot of questions. Sean Marks has to a lot of homework he's got to do, and it's just I'm ready just to get to the playoffs and make this run. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm focused on. Until when the offseason comes, I'll get to my mind will be completely locked in and who we're going to keep. But right now, it's just we got to keep climbing to the promised land right now, man. And it's tough, man. Shout out Jelani. He said, "Can't we trade the picks for cash?" Why would we do that though?
But not enough cash that would really help us. If anything, I say this is something we also talked about pregame, was this offseason when it comes to the draft. I don't arguably say we, outside of like drafting a potential wing, like a big wing, like a 6'7", 6'9" wing, right? Like this is not a deep year for the draft. So I'm also not opposed to allowing somebody to trade for that pick for the next year. Like I'm not opposed to that. Like,
yeah, we're not trading no picks for cash. So that wouldn't be smart. That's not smart. That's not smart. We would have to, like I said,
it wouldn't help.
Yeah, what we got to do next year again is address our needs. If we do draft, I know we was on Spaces talking about this earlier. Jay was saying that we shouldn't use our draft pick this year. We should just keep it in the tuck. We still, like I said, we have 2 first rounds. We use them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we use them, or you use it to get a better player, like a nice player that can fit us. But
yeah,
those
we don't
picks,
need more 6'2", 6'4".
Yeah, we need something to fit our needs right now. Yeah,
we need bigger players,
6'5" and up, please.
And this draft class
I would arguably say, like Chubbs, I'll say 6'7" and up, bro.
This draft class coming up is not really that. It's not really like it's
not
a weaker
that
draft
great.
class. Yeah, it's not good. It's not. Well, it's okay, but it's not good. It's not compared to the last 2. Oh my god, no.
Not as deep.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
No. Compared to the last 2, it's not like that. Somebody said a nice 2-way guard with size would be great, and another shooter. Yeah, we gotta see who. Like I said, whoever we keep, I think we'll see. Then we can start building the team. So whoever Sean Marks re-signed, we'll know the direction he's going. So it's like that's how we'll tell, how we know like what direction Sean's gonna go. Yeah, draft class is very mid. Shout out Todd Packer. I think if the Nets make a run in the playoffs, Drummond will stay. Yeah, he's gonna have to take less. I think he's gonna have to take less. He's gonna have to take less. But it depends what he wants.
A vet min? Chubbs, you guys think he'll take a vet min? You think he's that happy?
How much is he getting paid right now?
He's getting a vet minimum. He's
getting a vet minimum.
Deal.
Yeah. I mean, the Lakers paid him with that big deal when he got. I think when he went to the Lakers, I think they had him on a big deal, and then that's when his value dropped, and then they signed him.
You don't want to play with Brooklyn and like compete for championships. Like if you're already on that, like why wouldn't you? I feel like he already would have went somewhere else.
Because he left the Lakers as a free agent, and then he signed to Philly on a vet min. So like really, the whole league kind of like gave up on him. Slightly, and then Philly just like, okay, we'll just give you a vet man and take you.
I think he'll take
a chance.
I think he'll take the vet man again and hopefully try to. I think he'll take.
He's 28 too. It's not like he's old. It's just weird.
Damn, I know that.
He'll take.
He's 28.
In a perfect world, I'd say he'll take a vet man this year and then try to get a bag with Curry on this team, probably. Yeah. I feel he'll try because, mind you, hopefully he's understanding because we got to resign Bruce, we got to resign Clax. It's like once we get rid of take care of those 2, it's like what do we have left for?
What's Bane's contract like?
Who's
he's on for? I think he's on for 2 more years.
I'll tell you right now, but you have a couple of.
Let me read this. Yeah, let me read these super chats. Jelani said, "I'm sorry, I'm desperate. I want the Nets to win 5 straight chips. I know it's not probable, but I'm being greedy." Shout out to you, Jelani, man. Nothing wrong.
We'll win 3 at least.
We should have won one last year, but happened.
We're gonna win those chips, Jelani. Don't worry.
The positive though is we have Ben Simmons at $35 million next year, 37 the following year, and 40 his final year. And then you still have KD an extra year after that. Obviously, Kyrie has
Kyrie's gonna opt in.
He's gonna opt in probably.
Ben gets paid more than Kyrie.
They're about
Yeah,
the
they're
same.
I think it's the same.
Ew.
Yeah, no, Ben, Kyrie gets $2 million more right now. Kyrie's at 35. Ben is at 33. Next season, Kyrie's at 36. Ben is at 35, and then it goes up.
Yeah.
But obviously, if Kyrie
extends, he's gonna get a lot
resigns,
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he extends, he's gonna get a lot more.
Hey, Ben, after that 2 years, we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to nerf that.
I do think moving off Joe Harris's contract in the offseason would not be a bad thing. However, knowing the Nets, they're probably going to keep him. But you have a couple of super.
Mikey, let me see. Mikey said, "Do you think we trade Harris for a deal that would make more sense money wise and keep Drum, Clax, and Brown?" That's tough. Like I said, Drummond's gonna have to take that pay cut. It depends what he wants to do.
Machine right now.
Trading Harris, it's just like, what can we get for? We gotta see what we can get for him.
We gotta
see with the addition of exactly. Drew,
y'all giving up on Joe Harris? Y'all done with him?
It's not that I'm giving up on him. It's that you're telling me I got
if we're gonna
Seth
trade
Curry
him
and Patty Mills, and it's like if you're looking to keep Claxton and granted you can go over with these guys, but I'm just saying it's like to me it makes more sense to move on from Joe Harris to free up money.
Yeah.
Now the question is, even if you trade Joe Harris's contract, right, and you get maybe depending on who you get back. Aren't you still over with the three? What's the cap?
If we get rid of Joe Harris,
what's the cap for next season anyway? Like, what's the cap right now? Like 100 what?
We're over the cap.
Okay, no. But hear me out. What is the cap for the year?
You mean for the Nets team, or are you just talking about
just in general NBA? Like you.
It changes every year because of the TV deals and the NBA TV deals.
I get that, but what is it right now? 120.
Chat, look it up.
100 mil. Like I'm trying to prove. Like I guess I'm just trying to make a point where maybe getting rid of Joe Harris. Okay, salary cap is at 109, right? Okay, perfect. Thank you. So say it goes up to 115, right? You're still with three guys. You're hitting the 100. You got 20. Yeah, you're still over the cap with just Ben, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So it's not like Joe Harris's contract, getting rid of him, is really going to allow us to go after, right? Like you could potentially still go over it, but like at the end of 112. So either way, whether you get rid of Joe's contract or not, we're still over it.
Yeah, we're still over
it. Whether they
can
can
that much space.
Whether they can trade it and another team values Joe Harris even at that price and allowing us to get other players, multiple players, or say 2-3 players, whether it's somebody young or somebody that's a different discussion. But
Joe Tsai's still going to have to pay that luxury tax.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, even with or without Joey on the
it's
contract.
not just an easy. I guess the point is, it's not just even though because we're over the cap. It's not an easy fix. Just trading Joe Harris doesn't fix all our problems.
Yeah. And Bruce and Nick, we have their bird rights, so we can go over the cap. We can give them their bags, but it's just how much does Joe Tsai want to pay? It's up to him how much he wants to pay in that luxury tax. We can go over the cap with Bruce's contract and Nick Claxton's contract, but it depends how much Joe wants to pay. You know
why you want to keep Joe?
I didn't say I want to keep Joe. I was asking, do you guys want to get rid of
I would rather have Seth and Patty. I mean, Patty's a champion.
Like I'm asking y'all, Nets Nation, are you guys done with Joe? That'll be the poll. Are you guys done with Joe Harris?
I feel bad, bro, because he got injured, and then we got Seth and Patty stepped up, and it's like it's an unfortunate situation.
I think it's a mix because, like, on one hand, shout out to Elijah Hall, appreciate super chat. But if we get rid of Joe, wouldn't that free up space? It would free up a body, but we're just like it's not gonna like. I guess the point is it frees a body, but it doesn't ultimately free up a ton of money. Could they still go over the cap? And they could still do that, but I guess the point
depending how much Joe Tsai wants to pay in luxury tax.
And if he's willing, if he wants to go take that 18 mil and go pay it to other players, because we're gonna have. Don't forget, guys. We talk about this every time. We're going to have 7 guys that are free agents again that we're going to have to sign. So we're back in once again every season that we have a big three. we are going to be repeating this every season where we're going to have to re-sign at least 7 to 9 players. Thank God he drafted Kess, he drafted Dayron, he drafted Cam, Zagorowski, David Duke. Like, thank God he did those things because it's going to get ugly every year. And
That's why that
somebody's
big
going to
three
get
shit is
let go.
big three shit is aggravating, bro. Like,
I mean, it's great to have, but
it's
that's
great, but it's still aggravating that you like.
But to point it
the
out,
offseason.
you see with this big three, here's why I say Miami is like the textbook best big three of all time, because they understood what it took to actually build around them, and they took pay cuts. Unfortunately, like the NBA has evolutionized to the point where it's like a pay cut is damn near like a player's gonna leave just off you saying pay cut alone. So it's like LeBron, like logically, that Miami team, they should have been paid way more. Like Chris Bosh, Braun, Wade, they all should have gotten crazy bags. But they understood it's like, yo, we gotta get bags for Shane Battier, we gotta get bags for other guys. So it's like, that's why it's like big threes are tough, because you gotta have people to
a lot of headaches come the offseason. You gotta get rid of a lot. Like it's not a lot of security. I mean, as long as you have those 3 players, you can compete every year. But it's just
I like what Sean did because it gave us flexibility. Like, we still have a flexibility to choose what we want to do. Yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of like
he made the right
worrisome.
But just
because
remember, all you guys
the
that
right
were
people.
whining about the five draft picks that he did, thank God he drafted those 5 people. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like,
W. Sean.
And Philippe Duarte, can we move on from this? Like, listen, all people have. Like,
he doesn't deserve
somebody.
another
Listen, I don't agree with it, but somebody can come up in here and say, "Well, Kyrie did this. He hurt the team worse than Joe ever could have." Right? Like, dude, we could say that about any player on this team, that they did something or had a bad game and he hurt the team. Move on from him. Like, I just think we have to drop that narrative. I mean, same thing with Harden. It's like, I'm finally over fucking Harden. Like, not upset. Don't care anymore. I've seen what it's done. Thank God we got out from underneath that headache and how it was going to choke this team. But I do think Joe Harris, just for contract and money and other stuff, like, yeah, it's worth a look. I just don't think it's going to.
That's why I'm saying it.
I just don't think it's going to move the needle as much as like people think. You trade Joe Harris and all of a sudden our problems are fixed. No, that was the point I was trying to make. He can open the door for other things. But trading Joe Harris doesn't really fix a whole ton of lot, I guess is my point.
Again, like, it depends what are we getting back for him, but again, it's I know somebody mentioned Buddy Hield, somebody mentioned his contract is in a good, like, he is a good trading piece. He's a good asset. But it's just like, what are we getting in return? He's a perfect asset, but what are we getting in return for Joe Harris if we do trade him?
Yeah,
I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trading for Miles Turner if I'm trading Joe. Like, why? I don't think I understand. If we're trading, this man has put up one of the best shooting splits in the past, 2 seasons? And you mean to tell me you're gonna trade him and not get no type of shooting back? And don't give me that Miles Turner can shoot. Don't give me that Miles Turner can shoot threes, because bro, he's overrated at that shit.
Unless you could find, Chubbs, and I think you would agree with this. Unless you could find a 3 and like a legit 3-and-D wing,
I have no problem.
Then I would do it, right? Like, if you tell me that I could get somebody that could somewhat be close to the type of 3-point shoot, it doesn't have to be a Joe Harris, like efficiency and all that crap. Like, he doesn't, but if he can hit the 3 with a decent clip, but he has great defense, I'm all in.
Like, you want a guard?
Yeah, no, a wing. We need wing. This is the thing.
Yeah.
We don't need any more guards. We don't need anybody under 6'6" anymore. We need legit 3-and-D type wings. We need wing defenders, wing defenders that can score respectively. They don't need to be lights out, but you don't put them out there and they're a. How about this? Take Kessler for instance. Give me somebody like Kessler, but who can shoot better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can find me something like that, I'm all open to Joe taking. Shout out to Maya B. Appreciate you. Okay, sorry, I don't know this, but what are bird rights? Joe can go. I forgot he was even on the team.
Bird rights are basically if you spend 3 or more years with the team. But bird rights can be traded also. Like, we got Bruce Brown's bird rights when we got his contract. And also with most teams, when you draft somebody, you automatically have their bird rights because they're with you for so long and then you give them up. So we have their bird rights. Bird rights basically allows you to spend over the cap. You have the rights to go over the cap to keep their talent. That's basically what bird rights are.
I thought Robert Covington was trash at shooting threes last time.
Robert Covington that's kind of off the table because logically the Clippers made that move to put him with Kawhi and PG. So that's kind of off the table for a while, and I don't think he's gonna come here anyway. On top of that, he is low key kind of washed this year. Like I
was about to say, like I remember him being
low key having a decline. So it's like he's locked up. Yeah, he's locked up with that.
Yeah. If we'll talk about this Westbrook because during pregame spaces, something was brought up about Westbrook. And we'll talk about it. And there is a caveat.
We'll pull that. Say that for say whatever.
We'll talk about that.
That's
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I beg your pardon.
Chubbs, I know, but you got to hear, and I'm with Jay on this.
That's why I said save
it. You got to
hear
hear the breakdown.
Save it for to say anything because that's a wicked top.
It was an interesting listen. It's not a listen. I understand it's Westbrook.
No,
I get it.
Hold on, man.
I get it.
I'm piecing it together. No, that didn't happen.
Order of the court.
AJ,
Order of the court.
Order of the court. All right, Chubbs, we're gonna table it.
There's no way that happened.
We're tabling.
There's no way I'm piecing it together. There's no way that ever happened.
This is gonna go left. We mentioned what Jay said in this chat. It's gonna go left.
It was hilarious.
I don't want to mention that in the chat.
Do you remember when Pulp Fiction was like at the end when Samuel L. Jackson was like, "Be cool, bitch, be cool." This is when Donna said this. Chubbs, be cool, Chubbs.
This chat will go left. If you join us right now, we just beat the Jazz.
He's got a point, and I agreed with him. We'll get to it. It is a good conversation.
114 and 106. Katie had a spectacular night. 37 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Number 22 on the all-time scoring list. I also put the poll up. We had a conversation about Joe Harris. What are you going to do about Joe Harris? Are you done with Joe Harris?
Tight.
134 votes. Nets Nation has voted.
It's
and
50-50
right now. Okay, 50-50 trade him. 50-50 no.
Now it's 51-49 no trade.
Yeah, so they're still fighting. I'll leave it up a little bit longer to see what people are saying.
I just think Seth is better than Joe. So I would take Seth over Joe like any day.
Yeah.
Right, but it's like if we trade him, you really want to get back shooting. You don't want to lose shooting if you're trading Joe. Like that's the type of trade we need to do. If you're trading Joe, don't trade for a big, and don't trade for people that can't give somewhat of the not the same shooting, but it doesn't tank our shooting.
If we could trade Joe for a great 3-and-D wing, I would do it.
It's not a popular opinion, but I really wish we would have taken Kuzma back for Dinwiddie. I really do.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Oh yeah, we've been.
Have you go Chubbs? Your homework assignment right now is to go look up how Kuzma's stats are and what he's playing, and tell me that he wouldn't be worth it.
Go back in our archives. Go back in our archives of these streams.
If you're on the Wizards, you're gonna hoop.
No, dude, he's still in solid, but he's the type of player that we actually need. He plays great defense. He can wing defend. He can play the power forward position. And he's a decent scorer. I understand he's on the Wizards, but people forget what Kuzma did before LeBron got there. And then as soon as LeBron got there, it stifled Kuzma. And they basically just put his ass in the back. And then as soon as Kuzma got out of there, he's gotten better. I understand he's on the Wizards. But Kuzma, I was one of those people that was speaking on Kuzma. If you go look at what he's doing and go look at in the games that they're playing against good teams, and how well he's actually doing, right? It's the same shit when I brought up remember when we all argued on screen about Ben Simmons and you guys were like, not you all, but people were like, I won't trade Patty for Ben Simmons, right? And I had to show you those highlights to remind you who he was. And then of course we get him and now everybody's like, yeah, I like Ben Simmons. Kuzma is in that realm of like people are selling him short. He's still a great basketball player. I would have loved to have him. He would have. I'm
not gonna say anything about that because, like I said, on the archives, go back to our archives. We did a stream literally after the Spencer Dinwiddie trade, and watch that stream. And before the Spencer Dinwiddie trade, I said I would love Kuzma. Taking back Kuzma in that deal. So I'm not even gonna.
I felt like they were too kind to give it. Listen, I love that we tried to get people generation money and they helped them out. But I could be okay with the DeAndre Jordan trade. I was okay with that. And what was but to literally get almost nothing back, it was kind of disheartening. That kind of hurt me. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Alamode. I remember Kevin Love was interested in coming here, and I feel if Drum doesn't take Bettman, he's gone. What do y'all think if he leaves?
Nah. We're not signing Love. Don't even put that in there. Don't even put that in the atmosphere.
Because like y'all was saying, I love Kuzma. I'll low key right now. I would take Kevin Love.
Stop.
No.
Don't do it. Stop it.
He's another guy that's had a very he fixed his body. And he's having a great year.
Kuzma fits our need at least, bro. Kuzma's a wing.
I'm taking Kuzma.
Wing that can guard the perimeter and he can shoot at times. I'm not saying he's a great shooter, but he can shoot at times.
Shout out to
Kevin Love to rebound, but that's it.
And perfect. Kuzma is 6'9". He can get you 18 points per game. Not to mention,
and he defends. Kuzma defends.
Yeah. I would take Kuzma over Kevin Love. Kevin Love.
Oh, of course.
He disgusts me.
You say he discussed me? Did you see what happened? Do we have to bring up the footage of what happened to Kevin Love tonight? And this is who you guys
want.
I've been trying to find it.
Bring up go bring up the footage of what happened to Kevin Love tonight. He got violated. He might have been his end of his career. Bron might have ended his career tonight.
See, LeBron was bad at me. That's the thing about LeBron. Wouldn't have done that to me. I would have sent that shit. Oh God.
You gotta unfollow Bron. I don't care. You gotta unfollow Bron after that. What LeBron did to Kevin Love, bro. He might have ended his career, bro. That joint was cool.
Autumn series, him averaging 4 points. I'm trying to tell you. That's why he did that.
You talking about This is for all the fourth quarters.
Here we go, bro. This is
I told you, bro.
All right, hold on a second.
We don't usually show Eddie Lakers footage on here.
No, but this is bad.
Bron violated Kevin Love, yo. Violated him.
This is bad.
Violated Kevin Love, bro. Damn. Oh my God.
And he throws his arms back like,
Nah, the slow-mo.
We're not friends anymore. Like, that's the thing. We have no relationship. We don't talk anymore after that. I'm unfollowing you, blocking you, all of that. Like,
damn, son. That's a poster.
And
like,
then looked in the crowd. Like,
and he did it at his old home.
Yeah, violated. I'm good off Kevin Love. Sorry, I'm good off Kevin Love.
His last name.
No, I mean, listen, Kevin Love is having a better year than anybody expected him to have. But yeah, I mean, the only way I would have taken Kevin Love this year is if he got bought out and he came.
I'll take him for a vet man.
I would have been okay. Yeah, like
I'll take him for a vet.
But go look at what the year Kevin Love is having this year, and he's actually having a legit good year with them. He resurgenced. He worked on his body after he got out of the after he got out of the Olympics, and he really did a lot of work and got a lot healthier. And you can see it's definitely worked for Cleveland this year, but. I'm not looking to go sign him in the offseason. I will say that.
Yeah. Damn, somebody said not even a buy it. I wouldn't take.
I'm trying to get what's it called? I'm trying to get. We need.
Okay, well, how about this? Would you rather have LeBron Johnson or Kevin Love?
Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I think.
Okay. I don't know, man. LeBron Johnson.
Nah, dude. I'm done with.
What we talking about?
I don't know. LeBron Johnson, bro.
Give me James Johnson.
LeBron Johnson.
For all of you who are wondering who LeBron Johnson is, it is James Johnson. I was ranting on Spaces on Twitter. And I said, I'm done seeing LeBron Johnson out there running around. And it's just,
bro, he be running the point, though. You saw him running the point.
You see him with the
I would take Kevin Love over James Johnson.
You remember that one? You remember that one game where he had like 15 points? Yeah. Stop playing with
LeBron Johnson, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, LeBron Johnson is stuck in Nets Nation. I'm loving it.
LeBron Johnson is a taller Javon Carter. Shout out just to look at.
Yeah, let me just ask, like, yo, y'all don't want a guy that's actually gonna give you rebounds over a guy that would rather trim his mud chops than actually play the good basketball.
Don't do that man facial hair like that.
Let me pull up the stats.
Nah, the first game. Remember the first game where we came out? Yo, the first game I wanted to slap.
No, that was disrespectful.
He had them joints where like it was just like was here. It was like some like tiger.
Yeah, look at Kevin Love's stat number.
40 from the three.
Kevin Love's shooting almost 14 points. He's almost he's averaging damn near eight rebounds, and he's almost at 40% for 3-point. He's having a good year.
Kevin, what happened? What's
Kevin? 13 and 7 off the bench, and y'all told me y'all wouldn't want that?
40% from 3.
I'll
I
take
mean,
him on the
I'm
vet
just saying. That's why I said when he
told
got
you
out
on
of
the
the
vet men, I would
Olympics,
take him. Vet men, I'll take him.
when he
Off
got
the
out of
bench,
the
I won't do
Olympics,
that.
he
But
actually
James Johnson
legitly.
is a top 20 player. So
If you switch roles, but do you think Kevin Love will come here and play the JJ role, come off the bench and just for like 10
yeah,
What
5
choice
minutes?
he got? What you mean?
I'm
Dave?
asking y'all because Kevin Love he's not
AJ,
an all-star.
We have Ben Simmons. So once JJ
No,
leaves,
I
he's basically
know.
doing the same shit.
Yeah,
Like,
but
if we
it
get
was
Kevin
just-
Love, he theoretically be a small ball stretch 5. Theoretically.
Although I said I would take him on a vet man. I would take him on a vet man. But trading for him,
he
no.
has to get bought out, and I don't know. It doesn't
I'm not
look like
trading
they're
for him.
looking to buy him out. They may buy him out. I mean, because he still has a couple years left on his deal. So
yeah, I'm not trading for him. Hell no.
But this is a good segue into the conversation about what happened prior to the pregame and spaces on Twitter. The idea of Westbrook came up that if he gets traded next season, which is a legit reason. I mean, it's a legit thing that the Lakers are probably going to move on from him this next season, and they're going to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
That the team he potentially goes to will most likely buy him out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Westbrook, you're looking to win a chip. Who are the teams that you are going to look at to join? And Brooklyn would be one of those teams he would look at. Then the question
we
was
looking at
up,
him.
I know, but listen, and AJ was there. He heard Jay say this. I don't want Westbrook, but there's no way you're telling me that as an organization or even a player that if you there was only one condition I would accept Westbrook, and Jay said the same thing, was that if you got this was a legit conversation. So you're telling me that if he got bought out and joined the team on a vet minimum and came off the bench, you wouldn't think about it?
Oh my God, I'm physically uncomfortable.
Would you think about it?
Oh
it's a legit question.
I'm not taking
Westbrook off the bench for the vet minimum.
Oh my God.
No, not
Why
even.
were y'all talking about this?
We saw this man in warm-ups. Not even can't even complete a self alley oop.
I don't disagree with you.
I wouldn't take Westbrook.
So you would take
if he was in the YMCA if he was in the YMCA park, I would have taken
time out. You're telling me that you would take LeBron Johnson on a vet min over Westbrook on a vet min?
Hey, off the bench.
You're telling me that you would take LeBron Johnson on a vet min over Westbrook?
I'll take
on a vet min coming off the bench.
You know what? He only got to play like 10 minutes. That's it.
Bro, I'll take.
He left him for a reason.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd take LeBron Johnson off the bench.
Me too.
Oh, you're crazy.
Logically think about this, right? Logically think about this. The thing with James Johnson, he'll give you out of 10 plays, he'll give you 3 good ones. Westbrook,
point guard.
This man, off the bench, I don't think y'all understand. This man is unpredictable. He might go forward. He might go forward. The ball goes behind.
Cancer, bro. He's a cancer.
As much as we don't like Westbrook, okay, and I'm with you on this. You're not telling me something I don't agree with. But of the vet minimum guys we are going to sign, you're telling me that Westbrook wouldn't be better than James Johnson at a vet minimum coming up. And I told you, the only way I would accept it is if he came off the bench. It's worth a.
But how do you know he would change? How do you know he would change?
He would have to run point guard off the bench.
I think
he doesn't want to come off the bench. Russell, have you looked at the Lakers? Have you watched the Lakers the whole year?
Yes,
he doesn't want to come off the bench.
Personally, I think he would fit better with us than he would LA. If this was a reality,
he will sabotage our second unit,
dude. If he winds up being on off our bench next year.
Like just him as a
Chaz about the black. The Chaz, I'm not even gonna black on you. Chaz about the black.
Listen. I said it's worth a conversation. I didn't say I agreed. I said if you are literally offered Westbrook off the bench at the vet minimum, you're telling me you don't have the conversation.
No, I'm good.
I feel like that.
Our need is we need a wing, bro. We don't need no more guards. We don't need no more
I wouldn't
guards,
even
bro.
set the meeting up normally. Don't let him near Barclays Center. He's cursed. Don't even have it on.
KD left him for a reason. You cannot win with Russell Westbrook on your team.
Y'all
you left him for a reason.
Y'all laughed at me when I brought up Ben Simmons, right? Everybody
why would
in the chat
KD take Westbrook back?
Even co-hosts gave me shit for talking about Ben Simmons, and look who's on the team right now. And everybody's like, "Yep, Ben Simmons is going to fit great in here." Remember when we argued, Chubbs, about?
I mean, we don't know.
I argued, but here's the thing:
you now agree that he's a fit.
Yeah,
we don't know that yet.
I never disagreed he wasn't a fit, but see, the thing with Ben Simmons, there's upsides to him. As much as I criticize,
and he's younger than Westbrook too.
I don't think, and I heard this on YouTube, and this
he plays defense. Westbrook doesn't play defense either.
I don't think I understand. Russell Westbrook makes the same mistakes he made on the bench at UCLA.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a different way. If we sign another player like Javon Carter, we sign another player like James Johnson in the offseason. Let's see who else could we put on that. Mm-hmm. You're still telling me you would take players like Javon Carter, players like James Johnson over an opportunity to have Westbrook and Vetman off the bench?
Yes, because I'm gonna argue.
That to me is crazy.
You gotta understand Russell Westbrook.
That to me is crazy.
You gotta understand
that is crazy, bro.
He will like he's too focused on
y'all
this.
Are crazy.
Like, his mentality is just destructive.
Like, I can't believe. Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking
because it was a perfect segue from what we were talking about to this. And I will always preface back to you guys were saying the same shit about Ben Simmons.
You really think Westbrook's going to come to the Nets, bro? A lot has to happen for that to even happen.
Consider it.
Look. The thing with Westbrook is when he brings the ball up the court, you don't know what's going to happen. You literally don't know what. He has no plan. It's either drive,
and he doesn't want to come off the bench. Saint is acting like Westbrook's just going to change into a different person and come off the bench and act like a role guy and not take crazy shots and not take forced shots. He's going to be the same guy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, the janitor. Please, thank you, LeBron Janitor Johnson.
Why are you doing this?
Because I need backup.
Oh, shout out Maya B. She said, I'd rather y'all go out there and get Vince Carter over Westbrook.
Facts.
She said she'll take VC out of. Shout out to VC, the Nets legend.
Vince Carter, he gonna at least know his place. He gonna know his role.
VC gonna come out. VC's gonna get buckets, yo. VC can still get buckets.
The reason why I brought the janitor in was because I prefaced the beginning that it's worth a conversation to look at. You have to look at the potentiality. So when Jay has a moment to get in here, Jay can explain it a little bit more.
We're good, bro.
I hear you.
No, if he was normal,
we need wings.
I would do that, but
we do need wings.
Like
it doesn't fit our needs, bro.
We do need wings, but you're telling me that you would not do it.
I don't think I understand.
It's just a mental thing with him, bro.
Westbrook plays on one mode, and that's crackhead. And I don't think you understand.
I do.
When he starts messing up, and when the game gets intense and we need the right plays, he's like, you know what? Let me be more of a crackhead.
Yo, shout out Easy Money OJ. He said, Westbrook, where's the troll meme at?
Have you guys missed me being on the street?
This is hard, but he doesn't play smart.
No,
he doesn't make smart decisions.
Sometimes, like in like fourth quarters, I genuinely think he's trolling. Like I think that he's playing. Like I think he's trolling. I think he's doing this shit on purpose.
So you have to realize part of it though is that.
All right, Jay, start over because nobody heard you. Go for it.
No, I was saying part of it is that at this point in his career, it's got to be humbling. You've gone from OKC to Houston to the Wizards to LA. You're a journeyman at this point.
Damn.
You're playing with someone whose play style does not complement you.
Uh-oh, we lost you there.
He probably doesn't know that he's a journeyman though, or is he here?
Well, look, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But the point is he would be worth a look from the standpoint of understanding what your role is. It's just like, look, for better or worse, whether people want to admit it or not, Brooklyn has been a redemption site for a number of people. The guy that's still loading was known as a snitch. He came here, and now for a lot of you all, he's beloved.
Very
Harden
true.
came, QJ, that's his new nickname, QJ, Quitter James. He came, and he was known for
being a choker.
He had a different image when up until the end when he quit and got his nickname QJ, but he had a different image. There are a number of people who you've had preconceived notions, like even right now with Ben. Ben has a label on him, but you see the way his new teammates are talking about him. He's interacting with fans, and people said he was a certain type of way to fans. This, that, and third. He's not been like that at all since he's been in Brooklyn. So we're a redemption place. As long as people are able to accept their role and understand, we working to win a championship. It's not about, and that is a conversation that you have to have with people. Yo, we taking a chance on you. What you gonna
What
do?
about him and KD's relationship?
But listen,
Do you think they're buddy right now?
Bro, Russ is not going to sit there and be like, okay, this is my role. He still thinks, bro, when you hear him talking in post press conferences, and he was like, what did he say? He said, I earned my right to be in closing lineups. Like, that's the whole problem. If he was able to sit down and be like, okay, I think I'm at that point in my career. I need to come off the bench. I would take him. But it's just it's the mental aspect. When
he's not that guy to change. He's not that guy to change his mindset.
No,
he hasn't changed his. He has the same mindset when he got drafted to the OKC, and this is the reason why KD left. He wouldn't change. Like he had one way and one way only.
But to Jay's point, it's a conversation that you would have to have if he's willing to come here, and you could entertain the conversation if he understood his role. At some point, players like Westbrook, players like who's another perfect example, Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. Look what happened to him when he accepted his role, right? Like when Carmelo Anthony accepted that he was not what Westbrook thinks he is now, he became that much more valuable for a team, and you saw it, and it worked. I'm just saying and agreeing with Jay that it's a conversation that's worth happening. Whether it does happen or whether it's the best fit is another conversation. But to that point, when you have a situation, when you've looked at D'Lo, you've looked at Ben Simmons, we've looked at players that have come here
right now too.
But shout out to Elijah Hall, Ben and Westbrook on the same team. That's wild. That's crazy. Jay, are you back?
How do you?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. Jay, you know what
I heard most of what you said.
I was saying, like, that's his problem. Like, it's the mental aspect. Like, what if he doesn't want to accept his role, which he probably I think he still thinks he's a superstar and he should still start and do all these things.
He does think it. What do you mean he does think he's a superstar?
You can tell by press conferences that he still.
I don't think I understand. Westbrook is the type of guy to have Seth. If he comes here, he'll have Seth Curry wide open, KD wide open. He's like, you know what? I need to take a contested minute with like two people on me.
Even though I'm not like that.
This is the reason why KD left him, bro. There's a reason why he left him, bro.
And then there's KD and Russ. Like, how do you? I don't think they really like each other like that. I mean, they're cool.
I don't think they're buddy like that.
They're not.
See them play each other, and they don't really. They say what's up like a casual hit, but it's not.
No, but that's overblown from this standpoint. Was he buddy like that with QJ?
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it.
That's the thing. People, are you working to win a championship, or are you caring about being friends? Because everybody is not going to. You see AD act the way AD acts with LeBron, because he's also a clutch client.
Yeah.
It ain't about them being friends like that.
Okay, but what about the basketball standpoint? For us, we don't need him. Like, we need wings.
More so,
like
altercations.
We do need wings, but
we have guards. We have guards.
No,
we have plenty
I
of
understand,
guards.
But I'm talking about that being a luxury. We don't know who's coming back and who's not coming back, and that's the reality of it. We don't know who's coming back and who's not coming back. By all intents and purposes, we'll have at least 10 guys come back, at least 10, hopefully 12. But you still have to fill out the rest of the roster. You have to realize how many people are going to be free agents.
7, 8 guys. We were talking about that earlier. There's 7, 8 guys that are.
And if we're going to be honest, as much as I would love to have everybody back, there's some people who might be pricing themselves out.
That's another thing we were talking about. You got the likelihood that all three Drummond, Brown, and Clax are going to be back. I think to me is not good. All three being back, it's going to be tight.
I don't think it's real. The more you see the artist formerly known as Dub C show up, punk Rudy Gobert, and really play like an adult and not that child nonsense he was doing when QJ was on the team, the more you're like, yo, this man might be worth a bag. We could not say that 2 months ago.
No, we weren't saying that 2 months ago. We were all, everybody on this stage, when we were talking about Claxton last time, it was like, there's no way you pay him a full bag. Now it's, everybody's like, pay that man, give him the bag, right? And his price just went up. I mean,
well, I said his price went up when he dunked on LeBron. That's the first time when he dunked on LeBron, his price went up. To me, that's when his price went up. But I've been like,
but he's Brown and Claxton are making it. If they finish the year the way they're playing now, it's going to be very hard for other teams. Like, it's not going to be, I think, just as easy as it has been this last year to like re-sign and give him a smaller bag. Like,
I think our Nets extension for him is a good price for him, but if a team a team matches that and gives him like some crazy bag, I mean, I'll be shocked. I'll still be shocked if a team goes over that. What's our thing? 4 for 38 is our max.
Nah, whatever our max is. 4 for 52
is our max. 4 for 52. Yeah. If a team offers more than that than our max, that's crazy to me. That's a little like, damn, Claxton's worth that much. You know?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you who can legitimately offer it if they wanted to. OKC.
Yep.
OKC. Yeah. I don't know. Well, they're you know how they be like. They like.
No, I'm saying that because OKC. Somebody gave me the breakdown because I was misinformed before the trade deadline, where I thought it was a guarantee that they were going to make trades because they had to come up almost 24 million, or the money would be split among everybody on the team, which was about 2 million per person. And it was explained to me that OKC has until this summer to spend that money so they can use it on free agents.
Oh, okay.
So they can throw the bag at somebody really spitefully, not to give the people on the team extra money. But look, OKC is not that far from being a playoff team with another 1 or 2 guys, because they have a young stud, and everybody who's a playoff team does not have a young stud. SGA is better than a lot of other people's number ones.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Somebody said, who gets the 4-year 52? We're talking about Clax, and we can give Clax that money because we drafted him, that 4-year 52 mil. We drafted Clax, but Bruce, I don't think we can give Bruce that. We can't give Bruce that because Bruce came on here on a deal. Well, I know we have his bird rights. Like I said, we have Bruce's bird rights. We can go over the cap, but I don't think he can get like that much from us because of we drafted Claxton.
Yeah, we got a chat person, Usable Fiber Jay, that's asking, speaking just about Drummond, what is the chance we can afford to keep him? What he wants to know what your thoughts are on that.
It depends on how much he wants.
Yeah, because
people also have to realize he's from here.
Yeah.
So
somebody in the chat earlier, Jay, said that we can only pay him 2.9 or something like that, or 3.
I think we can only pay him the minimum.
Yeah, like a 2.9 or 3 mil, something like that. Like that's the much as we can pay him. Like he would have to sign here on a low deal.
And even and this is because everybody's like trade Joe Harris, and it's like even if you trade Joe Harris, we're still over the cap, right? Like, and depending on like the only way you make that really work is if you trade Joe Harris for other pieces that equal up and they help the team, kind of like when you made the Harden trade, you got the pieces we needed. Like, you're obviously not going to get the return that you got for Harden that you would get for Joe Harris. But even trading Joe Harris doesn't even really change it. Say you trade Joe Harris, you're still over the cap. It's not like you have any extra money to go throw at Drummond, right? And next year, keeping a lot of players too is like Joe Tsai is you're gonna see how much he's even more willing to go over the cap to keep people. I mean, either way, we're over it.
Yo, can I ask a question though?
Go for it.
and I'm not looking at the chat. So whoever I'm about to go at, if it's more than one person, I'm fine with that. Y'all still talking about trade Joe Harris?
Oh yeah, they are.
Like,
We did
are
it.
you dumb?
We did
Bro,
it.
we did a whole poll. People were talking. They said
We did a poll because people were people were saying
And what
trade
they
him,
said.
trade him. And
right now the poll is 222 votes, 54. Oh, before it was 50-50 yes, trade him, no, and now it's 54 says 54% said no, and then 46% said yes, trade him.
Yo, those 46% of you no, you for me, I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for anybody else up here. For me, your way of thinking always bothers me from this standpoint. Since November, you've seen how much we need this man. But what bothers me about your way of thinking is you'd rather stick to your narrative of trading him than getting with the times, yo. Like, that's, yo, can you imagine him on the wing, Seth Curry on the wing, and Patty on the wing?
Talk to him, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people like to say, you could just find another shooter. How does that work for us this year? Shooters ain't just chilling on the corner with a chopped cheese, man.
yo, chat, man, chat. Y'all gotta. I don't know. Jay's
Well, I
preaching
mean,
out here
he's
about
got a
Joe.
point because a lot of people.
That's why I asked it. I asked the question. Why are y'all giving up on Joe? Like, did y'all give up on Joe? That's what I'm trying.
I said I'm not. I'm willing to entertain. Like, as much as like I agree with Jay there about that, right? Because we've talked about that before. Like, that's disgusting when people are saying, "Oh, but Ben can't shoot," and it was like, well, okay. Ben's got who to pass to: Joe Harris, Seth Curry, Patty Mills, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, right? When you do that, it's like when we had that conversation, it's like, but am also on the other side of that. If you could, same thing if you're willing to have the discussion about Westbrook, you can be willing to entertain the idea that if you do trade him, it has to be for what we really need, like a 6'7" to 6'10", like wing of somebody that can guard, somebody that can still shoot.
I would
like
give him up for that.
I only said that I'd be willing to give up Joe, that if you got the three, like the forwards that we need, that if you got a 3-and-D wing and somebody that can play great defense and no more short people, that if you got something like that and he came close to shooting the three like Joe, nobody's going to shoot like that. But if you got somebody that could shoot the three at a decent clip and be the D wing, then I would entertain it. But I don't know that that's going to be available. But
to add on to saying, it's like, granted, I was on team trade Joe, but on the condition of if we trade him, we don't lose shooting whatever we get back.
Yeah.
But because now with Drummond,
I agree with that. Like,
because now with Drummond and Clax and Sharp in the wings, what is really the point of guys like a Turner to trade for? Like, it's to the point where, on top of that, we have Patty and Curry now, and they're back for next year. What is truly the point to trade him if it's not for a 3-and-D kind of just a wing player that can shoot consistent threes at this point?
And that's the only thing
that's very
I'd be
hard
willing
to find right now. That's not
I
even
know,
on the
and that's
market.
why I said that's the only thing, Chubbs, I'd be willing to trade Joe Harris for, is if it got us exactly what we needed in that realm.
Like, the 3-and-D wing market is dry.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where now you gotta develop Kess now. That's our better option for a 3-and-D guy.
And
like,
I heard
it's dry.
And Jay said it too. We don't need any more guards. We don't. We're good on guards.
As you say that, someone said Joe Harris for Terrence Mann. This is
Terrence Mann.
What? Oh my God! It's a chat tonight, man. The chat. Let me read some comments. Somebody said, "Well, we can't really specify why we agree to trade or not." Yeah, that's true. I mean, but you got, like I said, people voted, so there is people in here that don't want Joe Harris on his team. So
I mean, there's a lot of people in here who just said to trade him because of like playoff shit and last year shit, and not
to break it down. to break it down before Jay goes and then Chubbs, like there's people that want to trade him because they look at the contract he's making, which is why I brought up the whole idea of being over the cap, other things. Like it's just because you trade him doesn't mean you're just going to miraculously have $18 million to go play with, right? Like you're still over the cap without him. So there's that aspect. And there's people that are voting trade him for that. There's people that are voting trade him because he missed those shots in the playoffs. There's people that have been on that train since that day. And as Jay said, 2 narratives that are not willing to get off that narrative. And those same people were not willing to look at the type of season Joe Harris was having before he went down. And not to mention that he improved himself on defense. He improved himself on ball handling. Like he was doing things this year that people were complaining about last year. And people don't want to move off those narratives.
Like, but to add on before Jay goes, like the same people that say trade Joe Harris because he folded in the playoffs. Some of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all are going to be the same ones saying, we should have kept Landry Shamet, man. He was giving us a good minute. Like, y'all don't know what y'all want. How, like, y'all don't keep it 100 most of the time. Y'all going to say trade Joe because he folded in the playoffs. Nah, man, we should never traded Javon Carter for Landry Shamet, man. He would have given us good minutes. What?
There's people that are still saying we should have paid Shamet 10 years a piece for 4 years at $40 million. Like, come on, bro. Like talk about a bad contract.
Oh my God. Oh man. Like,
Shammy whammy. How y'all
Sam
y'all still have the sham guys in the chat.
Sham
guys.
And they had a killer run in March and April, and people were hooked ever since.
The sham guys are in the chat.
W Sham.
Big
Sham.
Yo, you can convince me of why trading him is a good idea, but like you got to tell me who we getting in return.
That's the first question I asked. I was like, who are we getting back if we are trading Joe? That's what I asked. I was like, I want to trade Joe, but who are we getting back?
If there wasn't a good opportunity, then yeah, like I would keep him. But
no, I can be convinced, and I don't mind being convinced, but convince me with something that's like real. Don't just say it for the sake of just trying to argue.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. If you have a legit situation, we're talking about a legit situation. Contracts have to match. Let us know, like, what's up? Who you would trade Joe or
Marcus
what we got?
Yeah, because Marcus Messiah says Joe is easily replaceable.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
How?
Who replaces him?
Who
replaces him? And mind you, this is a top 3 shooter in the league, catch and shoot guy in the league. Who replaces him?
Come off the screen, not even just catching, come off the screen.
There's not gonna be a percentage wise guy we can get in return.
But like
Joe.
I said,
that's out there right now.
Joe missed those shots, but to Brian's point, Joe is still one of the best shooters in the game.
Yeah.
And Seth Curry, he's on the team. So what are we talking about?
I would probably if we could get Torian Prince, I'll trade Joe.
Oh,
yo.
Stop.
Yo.
I'm gonna tell you,
it's too early for troll.
Hey, Jew, I'm not gonna do Torian Prince slander for a number of reasons, but
it's not slander, I'm for real.
I will say this about him: Google Mrs. Torian Prince. You're welcome.
I'm going to look that up, bro. I'm not going to do what I hear, though. I'm not going to do what I hear. I don't want Torian to flag me or anything. Come on. Torian going to be like, hey, you're talking about my... I'll look it up later, Jay. That's funny, though.
I'm on that. Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
Don't say it on here. I don't want Torian reporting the stream, bro.
He put a baby in there. He did the right thing. Good shit, bro.
Yo,
you did the right. You did what you were supposed to do.
Somebody said, "What do you think of Nash's comments today on Simmons?" Yeah, ask y'all questions, y'all. We're almost at the end of this. Put @Saint in the comments.
Okay, can we have that? Okay, can that start the Ben Simmons conversation? Because we kind of broke into this earlier, and some people, like when we talk about Ben Simmons, we talk about the trade, and we talk about a little bit of Sean Marks slander of potentially, like, yo, you took 2 guys that had legit, should have you have gotten more. right? Should you have stayed your guns? Did we really have a choice in that trade? Was there really any other options, right? Like the Ben Simmons things got me a little nervous today, bro. I don't know exactly what Nash said on Simmons, but even during the game, the S Network said, hey, he's had another setback and he's still not practicing with the team. We're still not, I don't know. I don't think he's anything close to seeing 5-on-5 workout with the team yet. Like there's some concern here of if and when he's going to come back.
Is it his back or something, or is it
He
some
has a
mental
low.
shit?
The mental thing is this is all back. I think the mental thing is a done deal as far as like been addressed, handled. You can see how he is on the bench, how he's integrating with the team. The team like him.
Right back.
What's that?
I said I'll be right back.
Okay, just the Ben Simmons thing. It's all back. He has like a herniated disc, and he's had most of the time. They even said it that most of the time when you get a what's the shot called?
Epidural.
The epidural, that usually it cures stuff right away, you know, and it allows people to release. But he still had a setback, and it's like a herniated disc is no joke. Right? Like that can keep you shut down for quite a while, even if you get an epidural or whatever the hell, you know, cortisone shot. Like you can still, like there is some concern there. I quite honestly wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back. I was very positive, but now that he's gotten an epidural on his back and he's still not even close to practicing with the team, I'm concerned, quite honestly.
Saint, why are you showing footage of something?
I'm not showing it. I don't got control of that. That's
AJ. Why are you doing
that?
AJ, AJ, stop.
I don't want to see Ben footage.
I do, but I don't want to see Ben footage of like.
What is that? What's that?
Okay, I was making a point because I shaved my head, and they were saying, "Why do it?" And I said, "Well, if I don't put anything in my hair, Julian, that's what my hair looks like."
Oh, that's
so I shaved my head.
Look cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, but listen, bro. Like the Ben thing is there. I mean, how do you guys feel, Chubbs, AJ, Julian? Like, where are your thoughts right now on Ben Simmons? Because I'm a little nervous, bro.
We
like,
need
quite
him,
honestly.
bro. Like until the mayor like lifts the shit, like we really need him for the playoffs, bro. Like if Kyrie's only gonna be playing away games, now if something happens and Kyrie can play, then you know I don't really feel like he's like a necessity for us to win like games or championships. But as of right now, like bro, that's fuck.
Well, if you don't have full-time Kyrie, I'll push back on. If you don't have full-time Kyrie and you have no Ben, we're not winning the chip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we need him if we're not going to have
full-time.
If we don't have full-time Kyrie, we need him. We're going to lose most likely. But I'm saying if the mayor came out and he lifted the mandate and we had full-time Kyrie, I wouldn't really like trip too much about not having Ben because it's looking like do you think he'll be back by playoff time?
I don't know, bro. Because backs are. I mean, that's why I was asking you guys because for me, backs are so finicky, and then when you start talking about herniated discs, that's a whole different ball game, bro. And that could go either way. Like he could all of a sudden just have relief and it goes away enough for him to play, or it doesn't go away and it just keeps getting aggravated. How many setbacks is that now with him? That's like 2 or 3 setbacks since he's been there that they've mentioned. Jay, I don't know. Hop in here. Like, what are your thoughts on Simmons? Because I think there's reason to be concerned right now, personally.
I can see the concern. If this was going to be a recurring issue, there needed to be. It's difficult to say it at this point, but there needed to be more due diligence in this trade if this was going to be an issue. Because he comes injured, hasn't played. Seth Curry admits that he had ankle problems before he was even traded. It's like, wait a minute. You could have gotten more if that was the case. Yeah. You needed to leave yourself more time to look over medicals or whatever was necessary before the trade became official.
And that's what we were talking about prior, and that's kind of where, it just, I don't know. I do have and somebody said he only had one setback. No, he's had a couple setbacks, where his back got sore. That was one of them. Then the herniated disc, the news of back came out that nobody was talking about. And he's had another setback since getting the epidural, they said. So there's been a couple setbacks regarding his back. It's not just like a one-time thing. And now it makes sense with why when he got here and everybody was like wondering what's going on, why are we not seeing Ben? Remember how can somebody like the Dragon at 35 come in and play when he hasn't played this long? And it's like people were doing all their best reasons. Was it the mental health? Was it this? And it's like, it's been the back the whole time.
He's scared to play in Philly. He's ducking the game. And
exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't true. Yeah, the back thing is concerning, man. Yeah. No, I told y'all before, like, if he's not back if he's not doing 5-on-5s or 3-on-3s by April, I want to say like April 1st, that first week of April, I think he's done first. Like, he's not going to play the season. Yeah. Straight like that. So. Yeah,
time is running out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Nets operate like that. Like, they're just going to throw him into a playoff series, like, with a, semi back. I don't know if you're going to do that.
There's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 games left in the season, and he still hasn't practiced with the team full 5-on-5. So that should tell you something. Time is running out. You have 10 games left. It is now April, March
21st.
21st. I mean, there's time, but there's only 10 games left. And I think one of our last discussions where an idea situation would be that he's got to get healthy enough by April 2nd. I gave it to like April 2nd, like from April 2nd to the 5th. Like, he's got to get healthy enough from the 21st to the April 2nd to be able to play and practice with the team, then to just possibly play the last 4 games in the season. And that's still a very small kind of time.
If he's not doing like full go by then, I think he's not playing.
And Mike and Jay, for you, same question for you guys is, do you think the Nets would even, and like, say he goes the whole regular season and doesn't play, but by the end of the season, his back has gotten better and he has done some practicing, would they just throw him in the playoffs as his first games?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how the Nets
see that.
Yeah, I don't think that's how the Nets do it. Like, operate.
I mean, bro, if we're like, if the series is competitive and like he's clear, like, I could see them probably doing it, but I don't know.
But if
he was cleared and we're in there, like, I would try to do that shit. Like, I would do it if he's like 100%. I would do it. But I don't know if they would do it.
But Jay, you were just saying I don't see that either. That's like, I don't know.
That's tricky, man. You don't want to risk it. We just got him. Like, you don't want to risk it. Like, what happens if something goes wrong?
That's not even smart. Like, you're coming off a back injury and your first game is playoff level basketball. It's
different. It's a different intensity in the playoffs, bro. He's got to be 110%. It's not no 90, 80, 70. Like, and I think the only reason that Harden played that series is because he forced it. He wanted to play like with that bad hammy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he like told him, no, I'm not sitting out.
Yeah. And let me ask you a backup question to that. Everybody's healthy on our team that's out right now, with the exception of Ben. Kyrie is allowed to play full time. How do you like our chances going into the playoffs with that setup? Full time Kyrie, everybody's back healthy.
Championship. What do you mean?
I gotta know. I'm asking the question because I think
put it this way.
We don't need no damn Ben Simmons. He a luxury.
No, okay, put it this way. Our defense has to stay consistent. We cannot go cold on defense for not one game. But Ben Simmons, we have that leeway.
Yeah.
Because logically put it with this, we have KD and Kyrie. We're still 150 balling teams. Like I don't think we're still putting up crazy ass numbers.
Yeah.
And we got Seth and Drummond in the mix.
We're still
That's
we're
why
beating,
I'm asking, but that's why I'm asking.
We're beating teams pretty much at the half. Like we're taking their heart away at the half. Yeah. We did that to the Bucks.
Now,
Philly, like that's what we're doing to teams, bro.
Will we win the chip? That has to be determined. But I don't see why we don't go toe for toe with anyone in the East. I don't see why we don't.
Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
The whole goal is win a championship.
Facts.
I mean, and it's no disrespect to other teams, but they know what it is. It's like when KD is like, you know who I am, Kevin Durant. Other teams know who we are. They know who we are, and they don't want to play us.
We're the best team in the league, bro.
Yo, do you see? It's actually embarrassing that what these teams are doing right now to avoid certain seeds.
Yes,
it's literally embarrassing,
and they still won.
Right. Like Philly tonight.
Stupid.
Come on, man.
Stupid as hell.
If you knew that somebody was going to sit one of the games, wouldn't you break them up? One sit last night, one sit tonight. Come on now. Stop that.
And then still using the hamstring as a hamstring recovery.
It's playoff teams trying to out tank each other.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Sick. It's a sick world.
Oh, hey, real quick, Joe Harris medical update as of the 21st. Brooklyn Nets guard forward Joe Harris underwent successful left ankle ligament reconstruction surgery today. The procedure was performed by Dr. Robert Anderson at the Bellin Hospital in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Harris is expected to make a full recovery prior to next season's training camp. Harris appeared in 14 games this season, averaging 11, 4, and 1 assist in 30 minutes. Damn, he only played 14 games? I felt like he played more than that. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, that's brutal. So he had his surgery. It was successful, but
it's our prayers to Joe.
Prayers
man.
up.
Yeah.
Prayers up to Joe.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're 10 games away, and I remember us having these conversations when we had 20-something games away, and we were, having some of the same discussions, and I don't know, like just the Ben Simmons thing's got me a little, and Eric, like the whole thing with Kyrie, man, like come on already.
That's all we need, bro. That's all we need.
Yeah, like it's just that dam needs to break because at this point there is no reason this man shouldn't be playing home games. It's just there's no reason. We're past the point of science. We're past the point of like intelligence. And it's not even the old discussions that people used about for Kyrie. Like we're past the point of him getting vaccinated. Like it's past that point, right? Like just even if Kyrie got vaccinated tomorrow, he still can't play for what, 2 weeks, Jay? Is that what we were talking about? Like
that is correct.
He still couldn't. Yeah. So it's not like him getting vaxxed right now automatically solves the problem, right? Like, does it set him up for? Does it set him up for? Yeah, like, does it set him up for the playoffs? Yeah, of course. But it's like if people are still on that narrative, just get vaxxed, Kyrie. Like, I don't know how many more playing the dude's got to speak about where his stand is. And, like, he's literally going to go – yeah, and it's like you literally think Kyrie's going to go the whole season making the decision he made just to get vaxxed right now. Like, come on, bro.
There was one woman on Twitter. She know who she is. I'm not going to tell her name. She out here saying – you know what, Harden? You're right for leaving upon Millsap. You saw the writing on the wall. Huh?
Yeah, how's that working for you?
I'm hopeful for what you said. Like, I'm hopeful for that. Like, when baseball season starts, like, the uproar that's going to happen, I think that'll be, like, the closing, like, of the, like, Eric. I think that'll be pretty much it.
Trust me, with baseball, Eric Adams is playing different. Is playing with fire. He's playing with
like
fire.
I believe that. Yeah, I feel like those are going to be the last final days, and he's going to lift it.
Bro, I said it before. As a Mets fan, this is the best roster we had in years. Even 2015. This team fucks up 2015. Whatever we had in 2015, and you're gonna tell me
good, like half our team can't play, and the rules of baseball, if like you don't have enough guys, you forfeit. So you mean to tell me we're gonna forfeit games over bullshit?
No,
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
and maybe Jay can speak
Someone
to
is
this.
like, I'm not even wishing it on him. Knock on wood. Someone
Yeah.
is stupid enough to touch him for that.
Yeah.
Someone is stupid enough to do dumb shit like that.
And Jay could probably speak to this better than I can before I say it. Mo, the reason why it would wait 2 weeks is it's not like it was at the beginning of the season where you just had to get one shot and you were good. You literally have to get both shots now. I'm not sure if you need the booster, but I know for sure they don't consider you vaccinated unless you have both shots. It's not just one and done. It's you must have both, and then you are considered vaccinated. So that's why it's not like even if he did, he would have to wait. But I don't know, Jay. I mean, your thoughts on before we like start getting out of here and doing last words, like your thoughts on like I'm convinced, and there's a myriad of reasons, but I know you explain it better, that you're adding now Yankees and Mets, and you're adding a whole different pressure, a lot more people, a lot more big money people. You're adding a lot more things that make things move in New York to just Kyrie and the Nets. So I know you've explained it a little bit before, but like if you don't mind just kind of like talking about it a little bit, but why the addition of the Yankees and Mets pressure on figuring something out at least before the baseball season starts and the playoffs is more of a chance than not.
With Major League Baseball, their rules are not situated like the NBA. So the NBA is flaunting that it's 90 something percent vaxxed. Baseball doesn't care. I mean,
Yeah, like they don't
care.
That's crazy.
And the reality is, and I said it last week, the reality is when you start dealing with the Yankees and the Mets, this is not like where people like to joke and say that the Nets only have 10 fans. We're not talking about that especially when you come to the Yankees, because I think they've been a team for like 100 years or almost 100 years.
27 championships, like
that's
history.
Their lineage is something serious. And the difference between baseball and basketball professionally in this country is, and not to make it a race thing, but baseball is seen more as a white people's game. Basketball is seen more as a black people's game. So there's not going to be as much pressure coming from the NBA where it will be that from baseball. And just like people are talking about Kyrie's waited all this time and hasn't gotten vaxxed, well, the professional baseball players were allowed to play last year under the Key to the City. Key to the City, they canceled it on March 7th. So Aaron Judge week before last, whenever he said it, basically confirmed that he's not vaccinated and he's supposed to be the face of baseball.
Yeah. And to Jay's point about the white man sport, look at how many of those people are white that are unvaccinated, and you have not seen one of these crazy mofos come at their neck at all. Have you seen any Aaron Judge slander? Have you seen who are the couple pitchers on the Mets? There's like seven, eight guys on the Yankees that are not vaxxed. A bunch of them are white. Same thing with the Mets players. Bunch of them have you seen any slander from ESPN, Twitter, or anywhere else where you digest your baseball news? Have you seen any slander to them?
I had to look up a topic for Aaron Judge because I hadn't seen
exactly.
anything. Like,
I haven't seen anything. Not even like I haven't even seen it as a topic on like Undisputed or First Take or like First Things First. I haven't seen it anywhere on those topics. Like they don't.
You
cover
literally
that.
had Aaron Rodgers lie on a podcast, national TV, and motherfuckers were just like, a couple people joked about it, a couple people said something, but by and large, that shit was like a fart in the wind. It was gone. But you've steadily had continuous by a lot of white old people, which I won't name, have literally just gone and killed Kyrie even to this day. And if to say that there is not some energy towards black players and white players, you're a fucking moron if you don't think that. Like it's pretty
like
sad
not even
convincing.
and unfortunately not even for baseball. It's way past black and white. Asian and Spanish players even. Like energy is different to if you're not white in baseball, the energy towards you is just different.
Different. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just the way the game has been. Literally. And if you don't believe me, look up Sammy Sosa and then try to tell me that's not true. Deadass, look up Sammy Sosa and try to tell me that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sad at this point for people that don't think white privilege exists. For people that don't have an issue when somebody points out whiteness to you and you happen to be white and it makes you uncomfortable. There's a reason for that, and like you have all the alarm bells going off around you at perfect moments of why it is the way it is. So you're just seeing it one more. Oh my God! Stop it. Sammy Sosa is a white man. But go on, Jay. What were you going to say?
No, people like to say stuff like, "Why you got to make it about race?" I'm pointing out the discrepancies.
Yep.
In race, I ain't making it about anything. I'm pointing out what if you would take your blinders off, what is happening. Like you just described it perfectly. Well, you all did. You've never heard Aaron Judge is the face of baseball. You've never heard any of these shows talk about what baseball players are not vaxxed. And like there are a number of New York Mets who are not vaxxed. Like Brandon Nimmo, who is a known anti-vaxxer and a known MAGA guy. I'm willing to bet any amount of money he's not vaxxed.
No.
And they were saying the same thing about Jacob deGrom, who's arguably the best pitcher in baseball. I would highly doubt that he's vaxxed, but nobody's going to press them on this stuff. It's like at a certain point, if you're saying for everybody who's like, well, Kyrie should have just gotten vaxxed. Yeah, we're at the point right now where that's not even a topic of conversation, if we're going to be honest.
The only time it's ever brought up is in a conversation like this to prove a point.
But it's not even a topic of conversation from the standpoint of how long you gonna penalize him for the exact same thing. Even in court, they don't let you do double jeopardy. Yep. You tried for murder once. They ain't letting you come back and get tried again.
No. So
it's like people just want to continuously punish him. He's been punished. We're at a point right now. It's like, if you Chubbs and Jew, y'all in school, if you have a group project, usually somebody don't pull their weight.
Yeah.
Guess what? They still get credit.
Shout out to Billy, real quick, Billy Carter. I will always speak on, like, I'm not blind, first of all, and I'm not uncomfortable, and I'm comfortable in myself, and I'm not like it just, if the more people talk about shit like this and can admit that it's real, that's when things change. But unfortunately, you have a large level of people that are still completely uncomfortable and get sensitive in their feelings because they're racist themselves. People that can't accept like white privilege generally are racist themselves, and that's just the reality of it.
I don't
put some respect on Saint. Put some respect on Saint.
I don't even understand.
He gave me respect. I'm just responding back.
I'm just saying in general.
No, it's just, but that's the reality of like when somebody can't accept the idea of white privilege, and it's generally from a white person. It's usually, if you dig deep enough and have a conversation behind closed doors, you will generally really find out how they feel about certain things. That's my whole point. But go on, Jay.
But before Jay, let me add something. I don't think I understand. The same rules apply to baseball where the home players can't play, but the away players can.
Yeah, and that's even stupid.
Say the Yankees play the Dodgers. You mean tell me Aaron Judge, all these other guys can't play, but Mookie Betts, who else? Forgot the pitcher's name. Freddie Freeman. They just signed Freddie Freeman. They just signed Cody Bellinger. They can all play, but our guys can't. Guarantee you, they're probably not even vaccinated. And let me put this name out there. You mean to tell me you think Steinbrenner is gonna not choke out Eric Adams after he explains his own players can't play, but the away players can? You think Steinbrenner ain't gonna do nothing about that? Like, what are we doing?
Facts. And the Yankees is mafia'd up, yo. We you know how the
Yeah,
Yankees
people
do.
keep trying. Okay,
Yankees is
that's
mafia'd up,
somehow,
bro.
like, we got to be careful what we say here, though. But people have
Oh yeah,
brought
let me
up
not. Yeah,
that,
let me
like,
not. Let me put that up there.
no.
Let
But
me not
people
put
have
that up
brought that up and have gone to the point of like issue. Like, I'm not going that far, but it's like,
bro. They got the.
the
You know they got the
Yankees
ties
and
though.
Mets are, yeah, the Yankees and Mets, I think, are on a different level in New York than the Nets are.
They
Someday
are.
the Nets will be on, maybe hopefully be on that level, but there is more attached to that, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is where I miss
Yeah.
like old Steinbrenner, because old Steinbrenner wouldn't put up with this shit. The new Steinbrenners, if you've seen how the Yankees have handled their offseason, which I'm a Yankee fan and I'm disgusted by what I'm
And
seeing.
I'm a Mets fan and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. I know Jay's enjoying it. I know you're enjoying it, but it's like at the same time, I'm a little like, and this is where I think the difference between maybe baseball, NFL, and it seems like NBA jumped on board with whatever people were willing to do. And it seems like the other leagues have kind of been like, nah, fuck that. We're doing what we want to do. So it'll be interesting to see how MLB handles that. There's been reports that Levine, other people talking with the mayor's office, like there's stuff going on. It just, what will be atrocious as if somehow baseball gets an exemption over the NBA where they can play, but Kyrie still can't play. I mean, because we're past the point of like, I just don't see how, if you allow baseball to play with the unvaccinated players, you have to with the NBA, because if you are going to allow potentially 17,000 unvaccinated people into a game and not wear masks because they don't have to show proof, like, you can't hide behind that anymore. Like, at some point it's got to end. And I just, the words that have been dropped by the Mayor Adams and his new lackey in there, it's concerning, right? Like, they don't look like they're budging. I'm glad the Mets and Yankees have joined the fight, because hopefully something gets worked out, because if they didn't, I don't know, man. I don't know how convinced I would be. Like, I could easily see Eric Adams letting this roll. Like, I really could. And I don't like to think that at all.
You know what I would have, and you know what? Eric is lucky, and I'll say it in this aspect. He is very lucky. The Giants and the Jets only don the names of New York, and they don't actually play in New York. And he is very lucky. The Rangers, for some reason, they don't have anything to say about it. I don't know what the rules are with the NHL and that. And the Islanders are not affected by this.
Yeah.
Because if all four of them were affected, they'll be all riots calling for his head. Like, yeah. And that's it. He is very thankful neither Jets or Giants, Rangers or Islanders are affected by this.
That would be crazy.
We talking baseball is different. No, oh my God.
Something will happen though.
I don't know. I still hold, and maybe Jay feels the same way, but I still have hope that it's going to get fixed before the playoffs. Like, we may not. Let's see the schedule. When's the season start? April 1st for the MLB?
April 7th.
April 7th. Okay, so we're talking, if that happens and something gets fixed by then, you could potentially get Kyrie for the last 2 home games going into the playoffs. I would accept that. I want it now, but if you told me that's what happens and Kyrie's allowed to play, it would give him 2 home games to finish the season, then into the playoffs. I would be okay with it. Let's just move past it. Now, that's my hope. That's my last hope. My last hope is basically opening day baseball for this to change. If it doesn't happen past that, I'm sorry, it's a wrap for the season as far as Kyrie being able to play home games, in my opinion. Unless I just couldn't imagine that it wouldn't be. I don't know. I just can't imagine baseball starting with 8 players not playing on the Yankees. And how many is it for Mets, Jay?
They won't release the numbers.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing, another underrated part. You don't think baseball media is gonna get on him, or the New York baseball media is gonna get on him?
Like, because the same shit. Yeah.
You think Michael K, all those guys not gonna get on him? Or I think he's retired now. Mike Francesa, you don't think he's gonna get on him? If he was, Mike, yeah.
And let's not mention how even stupider it gets. Like, shout out to Tim Ryan real quick. Hey, listen, I purely believe I agree with the only reason why he's not doing it is because he fired all those people, and he's come out straight up and said, yo, it would set a bad precedent. It would look bad if I change this.
He's
now
scared.
Yeah, so he's already admitted the reason why. But talk about how many people fit in a baseball stadium compared to a basketball stadium.
Oh, millions. I'm stupid. Thousands.
Yeah, like, so now you're even talking about two stadiums in New York that hold what? Do they hold double? What
50? Almost triple. Like
almost
50,000.
triple. Yeah, almost triple what a. So you want to talk about something even more stupid? Now you're basically saying 50,000 seat baseball stadiums can now hold potentially 50,000 unvaxxed people without masks. And you're still going to say that I'm here to protect New York. Like I don't care if it's an outdoor venue or not. You still have to go indoors to get to outdoors. You come from out, you go in. If you've been to the new Yankee Stadium, you know that the whole inside area when you go in is completely enclosed. Food, shops, everything's in there. Thousands of people will be hanging out in there through the whole game. So it's not like, yeah, exactly. Yankee Stadium, 42,000, Citi Field, 41,000. So at some point it is going to look very ridiculous as far as like saying numbers and science. So I'm happy that is being added to it. But at some point it's going to make even more, it's going to make less sense. But
you got to look at it this way. The argument of it's about science and numbers is just, that doesn't even work anymore, because you looked at the same numbers in science and it's like, yeah, let's lift this. So you can't even argue it's numbers in science, because you looked at the numbers in science. You're trying to say guys need why we're keeping this certain mandate in to lift the general mandate.
Well,
so it's like it really is not about science anymore.
And Henry, you're saying it's not a bad mandate. It just looks really stupid when it applies to sports. This is why it's a bad mandate, because again, you're allowing all these people into an area, but you're thinking that, and at this point, right? It's only got to be a couple sports performers, right? Like it's only Kyrie.
I disagree with what Henry said about that. It's stupid all. It's stupid all around.
Yeah, it's stupid all around.
You're telling me a bartender can he can get a drink at his bar, but he can't work for the same bar that he like. It doesn't make sense either. If it's not just sports that it applies to.
Mm-hmm.
And the other dumb part of the thing is, at the end of the day, you're allowing more people, like the amount of people that can go do those things compared to the amount of people that can't play in New York sports is it's like, it's not even like, what if you want to talk about a ridiculous like ratio of 1 to 17,000, 1 to 40,000, like just that logic doesn't even make sense. Like it makes zero sense. So I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah. It's like, it's not just sports. It's all around just a stupid like mandate. Because like I said, a bartender can't work at his own bar, but he can come out. He can come as a customer and get a drink at his bar, but he can't work at the same bar. It doesn't make sense either. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the crazy part. When it comes to restaurants, this is where it gets even more weird. You can go in the restaurant, wait on the line if there's people in there, order your food, and brush by your enclosed space with people, and wait until the food is about to be served to say, can you show vaccination? And if the line is long enough, you're in there long enough to damn near, if you're not vaccinated, to be considered a health hazard. So that's where the shit gets even more ridiculous.
Yeah, and shout out to Cherry. Apply it in real person. A person can work from home because he or she isn't vaccinated, but can meet up with their coworkers for happy hour. Like if somehow some people go to work unvaxxed, it's somehow more unsafe than
Yeah,
that.
it's
Like,
stupid.
yeah.
What
But
y'all got going on, New York? What y'all got going on? What's wrong
I
with
don't
y'all?
know. Well, I don't know,
It's
man.
Dumb Blasio. It's a little bit of Dumb Blasio and Eric Adams being,
Yeah, like a mixture, like a concoction, like a child, like they
Dumb
formed.
Blasio. But
Yeah,
Eric
Like
Adams
Goku,
is
like Goku and Vegeta, and
They
they did
some kind of
Gogeta.
combo pack, man. Damn.
Eric Adams. I wasn't expecting him to be like this kind of mayor. Like he's like,
Yo, he's a
His head
clown.
looked like a razor. Ever since I seen his head, like I just felt like he would do bad things.
Bro look like a prune, man. He looked like
a prune. That bro, that's his.
Look at him. He look like a prune.
Oh my god, I got
oh
scared.
nah,
You got scared. That's hilarious.
he looked like a turtle to me. Like
You no, wait.
Hey,
Like a
oh,
Ninja
and
Turtle?
by the way, Chubbs, I didn't get the koozie.
You didn't get the boozy?
I didn't get, I'm sorry, the boozy. I didn't get the boozy.
You get the boozy.
I just did it myself. I busted out the thing, did it one.
Oh, Jay, we had a
one-
bet because Saint said he was gonna shave his hair, so
Yeah.
everybody told him to get the boozy
Say
cut.
he was gonna get the boozy fade.
No,
The
no,
boozy
he said
fade.
no.
Yeah.
Chubb said don't get the
I
boozy
suggested to
fade.
get the boozy fade.
And Jay, I tried to tell them I have the white man 70s hair that if I don't put product, it looks like this.
Who is
Right?
that?
Like, I don't know, but that's what if I don't put shit in my hair, that's what it would look like. So I just said, fuck that. I'm buzzing the shit. Like I'm pulling
That
I
shit
didn't
look beautiful.
I know, but I
Low
didn't
key.
I didn't go KD close.
Oh shit.
Oh nah, chill.
But I did go a little I did a number one. So there's a little stubble there.
Okay,
Nah,
for
KD.
people that want to know what Saint
Somebody
looks
said he
like,
went caveman.
he looks like Jesse on Breaking Bad when he shaved his head. That's
Yeah, there you go.
Yo, that was
Yeah.
why you got that so accurate?
Yeah, let's see if I can
Yo, if
find
you watch
that.
Breaking Bad, that's bad funny. That's exactly. Yo, that was
W
bad
cypher.
accurate, bro.
Let's see if I can find
Yo, we
that.
out of here.
No,
All right, y'all, man. Make sure
Oh
you guys
yeah,
hit that like.
perfect, bro.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yo, if you watch Breaking Bad, it's even more
100.
funnier.
Yeah. Breaking Bad. If you have not watched Breaking Bad, you're missing out, bro. Because
Yeah,
that
that's
show was
hilarious.
great. I don't care what anybody says. That shit.
That's a
this is
legendary
totally
show.
me.
Legendary
You
show.
could-
Legendary show.
You could put this up as I could talk, and this I could just put this up.
That's what
Oh,
he
that's
looks
bro.
like.
Oh, I know.
Here, I'm gonna go on
Yeah,
camera,
that's
right?
what
I'm gonna
I'm
go
funny.
on camera, and then you can decide.
Hold on, let me remove the pic. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
it's like a mixture of Jesse and the main character. What's his name? The professor.
Yeah, Walter White.
Walter White. Yeah.
Walter White, yeah.
Yes, sir. Walter
All
White.
right,
Man.
last words, AJ.
Yeah. On to Memphis, man. It's good that we have Katie and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? This was a great win, man. Underrated win. I mean, to us, it means a lot, but I know the outside world's like, oh, y'all beat the Jazz, but to us, this was a big win, like to Nest Nation, and I'm just looking forward to us, let's say, climbing the ladder slowly, and hopefully Kyrie gets that nod to play before the playoffs, man.
Chubbs, last words.
Prayers up to Joe and prayers up to Seth.
Oh yeah.
Prayers up to Joe. Yeah, prayers up to Joe and
Yeah,
prayers
praise up to Joe and Seth. Good win. Honestly, I thought we were gonna lose because the Jazz they like to like just not miss versus us, so it was good to get a win versus them. As far as Wednesday, you got Katie and Kyrie. Hopefully Drummond is available, but I don't know how bad that illness is. So and
I don't think he's gonna make the trip tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well, not tomorrow. Yeah, they fly out tomorrow. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they probably fly tomorrow.
Yeah, and Seth might rest. So I don't know. I hope we can win that one. But prayers up to Joe, and something's big coming in April. Pause.
Deserve.
Julian, last words, bro.
Shout out JJ. He said you look like Brad Pitt. Okay.
Nah,
okay.
not even close,
All right.
not
Say.
even close.
Oh no,
Brad
no!
Pitt?
You know what Tate looks like? He looks like Justin Timberlake when he had the shaved head. He ain't like
Oh, you talking about
He
that
looks
movie?
like-
That movie
yeah.
In Time. That's what it's called.
Oh, in time, yo. That was a good movie, yo.
That's the W movie. W Justin Timberlake.
No, not
No.
that close. Shit, if
Yo,
I was
Brad
that,
Pitt, bro, you getting a compliment, Saint? Okay.
No, not I ain't. Yeah, no Brad Pitt. Look at, come on.
Wait, who said that?
Dude, if I had Brad, if
Somebody
I
in the
was a
chat said
Brad
Stan
Pitt
looked like Brad
lookalike,
Pitt
I would
lookalike.
have the hottest wife on the planet right now, bro. Like, you kidding me? I'd be living in Brooklyn already. We'd all be like, I'd be having the best parties. Like, it'd be
JT,
crazy if
Justin
I look like
Timberlake,
Brad
man.
Pitt. The shit I could do. Julian,
NBA.
last words, bro.
First of all, if it's true that the towel boys in the NBA make $115,000, that's crazy. But shout out to KD, man. You know, shout out to KD. He gave us everything we needed to win. We need Seth back. I'm pretty sure he's okay. Hopefully he plays next game. He might not. Shout out to Joe. I still feel like he doesn't season his food, but it's okay. And yeah, we good. We're gonna come back. I think we're gonna have a dub next game, bro. I think just the power of 7-Eleven is too much, you know. So we're gonna catch a dub.
If Kyrie drops 50 next game, we definitely win. Like, yeah, it's like that.
I'm waiting for KD and Kyrie to be the first duo.
KD and Kyrie could beat the Grizzlies, bro.
I feel like we'll stomp. Well, let me not say that. I think we'll win.
We can beat the Grizzlies, bro.
Steven Adams on those like when they crash the boards, like and before you got to get the.
Is Daron? Are we bringing Daron on the flight? If we bring Daron on the flight,
it's probably too late now.
Listen. The Grizz game is going to be a hell of a game, even with KD. They just play very well, and it also depends on who we have there. Like, I hope Seth is available, but I'm not counting it. Drummond's got to be there. Obviously, we know LA's not going to be there. I'd like to have Daron there, but it's gonna. I don't know. I mean, if you had to tell me, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. Before Jay gives his last words, and I'll go. Is that? I mean. If you had to choose a win in it, I mean, I think we could win both, but like, I feel like the Grizz game is going to be tougher than the Heat game. Am I wrong by that?
No, you're not wrong by saying that.
No, like, the Grizzlies are demons.
One thing, it's like, if one Grizzlies player takes a three, I need like 3 or 4 Nets players to run to that paint. Like, if any of them take a three, I don't care who it is, run to the paint. 3 players run to the paint and just crash on the board. Because I guarantee you, there's going to be 2 on the board, and we need all the bodies we need to at least get that rebound.
And aren't they a fast-ass team, too, though?
They're young. They're like a college team, but like in the NBA.
Yeah.
They're like literally a college team down there. But like I said before the Philly game, the experience, the pressure, and the pace of 7-Eleven will be too much to handle. Because nobody can handle that. It's too much, bro. It's too much. What are you going to do about it? You're not going to do anything about it. So we're going to get a dub. Probably win by like 10, 15. Or who knows? Maybe we might just casually win by 35 again, you know? So we will get the dub.
Shout out to the comment that said the Grizz are a way better team than Memphis. I don't know if let me be devil's advocate. I don't know if
on a jazz pack, bro.
I don't know if you're referring to the college Memphis, but I'm gonna just assume you're referring to the college Memphis.
Oh, Cypher said Ja Morant is day-to-day, so you may not. No, I don't buy that. Anytime we have anybody of an opposing team on the injured list of any kind, probable, questionable, that they're always going to come back against us.
He wants to play against Kyrie and KD. You know he's going to play.
Shit, they gonna need him.
So, Jay, last words as we get out of here.
First and foremost, if it needs to be repeated again, Joe seasons his food. His girlfriend is black.
For real? I ain't know that.
I told you, bro.
Yeah,
that's why we have the Joe pick. Hold on, let me put the Joe pick the steak pick up.
Now I remember the steak pick, but I didn't know his girlfriend.
Jay found out that it was
a whole new dynamic.
But Jay said it was like a certain glaze, like that.
I think he told me it was a butter compost. That's what he said.
With some seasoning in it.
Herb butter compost that he makes himself.
The herb butter,
he makes it himself. So looking forward to Wednesday's game from the standpoint of Memphis has a really good crowd, and it's a midweek crowd. Is that a TV game?
Good question.
I'll tell you. Let's see. Do I still have it up? I'll tell you right now. Give me one.
It says yes, ESPN. Yeah, it's on ESPN. Yeah. It says ESPN on my thing.
So we know we're gonna get Doris Burke talking about.
Oh God.
About how everything is amazing and.
Yeah, it's on yes and ESPN. So I'm gonna be watching it. Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm not trying to hear Doris Burke.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm stuck with Doris Burke or the mute button, which probably the mute
I'm not trying to hear
button.
anybody on ESPN besides the
Mute
Mark
button for
Jackson,
me.
Jeff Kennedy.
Yeah. Continue, Jay, with your closing remarks.
Yeah, that for sure be the mute button for me. But no. So I'm looking forward to that game personally. Let me say, I think it's a winnable game. I think Day will probably be brought to the team if Drummond is still out, because and I don't know what's happening with Seth either, but to start tonight's game, we were already down 7 guys.
Yeah.
If Seth is out also, we down 8 guys.
Whew.
So Day and DDJ would have to be brought back to the team.
Yeah, they got
for Wednesday's game, because what we gonna start? We gonna start that game with 9 players.
Yeah.
Foul trouble. If somebody gets in foul trouble, it's what?
That ain't a good look. That's I mean,
players getting in foul trouble. It's bad.
Right. That's you don't do that anyway. No, well, Kyrie's coming back, so we start with 9 or 10. I don't remember, but those two, most NBA teams have 12 healthy guys. We don't. So
yeah,
hopefully they will be brought back. Now, let me say, lastly would be relax. We still got games to go. Season's not over. But before that, the turning point of tonight's game, and I didn't get to say this on Spaces because I came over here because old Geezer Saint told me that y'all were attacking him.
Yeah, they were.
The turning point of tonight's game, and people don't want to hear this, but it is what it is. And I don't wish injury on anybody, especially not on my own team, was when Seth got injured. And Kessler Edwards was thrust into more minutes this game. Kessler Edwards put pressure on that 3-point line that the Jazz were killing us from.
Mm-hmm.
To the effect that when Seth went out the game, we were losing by 6. At halftime, we were winning by 2.
Yeah.
And then the defense ratcheted up so much with Kess and Clax and KD and Bruce. It ratcheted up so much that we had an 18-point lead.
Yes, we did.
So, and I'm talking about, let me add this. Coach Nash outcoached Coach Quinn Snyder tonight to the effect that he outcoached him with a defensive lineup of Patty Mills, Cam Thomas, and Goran Dragic on the court at the same time. How did Utah not destroy them? Because they ain't good defenders.
Better yet, how the hell did Gobert not kill anyone on the glass?
Listen, it was
and Nash and the
right.
exposing of Hassan Whiteside on that mismatch. I don't know what Steve is credit to Nash to attacking Hassan Whiteside.
Absolutely. But good win.
On the board just beyond me.
Good win. And looking forward to Wednesday. Let's get another win.
Hell yeah, which is also Kyrie's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait, it's Kyrie's birthday?
Yes,
oh, he's about to have 50.
Yeah.
He turns 30 on Wednesday.
You guys know what happens when it's NBA players' birthdays and they play? It's like some magical, bro. Everybody goes crazy on their birthday.
Kyrie, you gonna drop 50, Kyrie?
Kyrie about to go crazy.
Uncle Drew.
Billy Carter is saying you had a preacher's voice, Jay.
Oh, yeah, he do.
Billy Carter said that shit felt like a sermon.
You preaching, bro.
I got a preacher's voice, man. I'm a sinner, though.
Aren't we all?
Sound like preacher Ernest. That's what his name would be.
Ernest.
I know Julian when he heard you say ratchet. That's Julian's favorite word. Ratchet.
Who said ratchet?
That you didn't hear Pastor Jay
said
say
ratchet.
ratchet.
Say ratchet. Jay, say ratchet.
Pastor Jay.
That's your favorite word, bro.
I don't say that, so I definitely ain't gonna be,
He said ratchet it up.
He said ratchet it up. I heard that, and all I could think was Julian saying that.
I'm gonna rewind it. Don't worry, Jay. I'm gonna hear that.
It's
gonna be a meme.
Janitor, yo.
That's
now
crazy.
Now you need to put a halo above the other.
He's got to put a halo. He's got to put a crown
above the
and
crowd.
a halo.
Yeah.
He's a preacher royalty.
Yo, I'm gonna be
yo.
holding a broom, but put a Bible in my other hand. Yo.
Yeah, put a Bible.
So wait, but before we go, like, we're not gonna talk about like the boots. Like, Jay, how do you feel about the boots that
Those are
Adam
the
put on
Kanye
you?
boots. Those are the Kanye boots.
Yo, that is-
Kanye be rocking those boots,
They
though.
do come up to the knee,
It's the style
and
now. Though. It's the
you
style
know.
now.
They do, and I would never be caught in anything like that, yo.
I was just thinking, I'm just like, I wonder how Jay feels about these
Them
big
Yeezy
ass
boots, bro.
No cap. That's the same
that are on
boots.
his legs.
That's the same boots the Super Friends wore, like that old ass culture.
They're wait. Look, they're uneven. Look at them. One of them is
If
bigger
there's
than the other.
listen, if there is an NBA game at Barclays,
Kuzma would
is there an
wear those
NBA game on October 31st? Is that right? Like, is that a potential?
Usually they have one on Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or the
if there
Halloween
is
weekend.
one, Jay, next year, you need to wear a janitor's outfit to the game. Straight up. Like,
Somebody gotta
if
make
you-
Jay a
if you
Brooklyn
if you
Nets
happen to
janitor.
be blessed with a home game at Barclays, your ass better show up in a janitor's outfit. Straight up. Just say Janitor Jay across the thing. But listen,
I think everybody would know who he is too. That would be crazy.
I just wanted to say in my last words, like, listen, I'm still testing positive for COVID, but I'm feeling a ton better. But appreciate, like, a lot of people reached out, DMs on Discord, Twitter. Appreciate me and the kids have been wiped out. Appreciate all the get wishes and making a recovery. But like Jay, to what everybody said, I'm pretty much going to echo what you've all have said. Is that like today's was to me was a big win, right? Because I quite honestly didn't know how this game was going to go. I didn't know if we were going to get shout out to somebody earlier that brought this up. Forgot the name, but I didn't know if we were going to get double team KD this game, right? Like I really did, and like thank God the Jazz did not press KD like the other team did. And it was just a beautiful game to watch. That third quarter was basically the quarter of the game. It's what won us the game. To Jay's points about the defense, shout out to Clax for stepping up and handling two centers. I don't think we would have said that earlier in the season or even last year, but Clax has been a different man since the All-Star break. Bruce Brown has been a different man since the All-Star break. A lot of us believe it's because of Harden. But, I mean, either way, tonight was a great win. I feel a lot better going into these next two games with Kyrie and KD. Hopefully we can get those, as Jay's saying, get some reinforcements from the rookies. Would make me feel a lot better. You know, like you said, there's 10 games left. A lot can still happen. There's a lot of good basketball still left. I'm still going to stand on that. We're unfortunately, I don't know, Jay. I didn't ask you guys this. I'll say this and then we could get out of here. Where are you guys at on the 6th seed, or are we playing? Because I think we're going to be a play-in still, unfortunately, just because some of these other teams are not helping us out the way we wanted them to. I know some of the schedules for some of these other teams do get a little tougher to close out the season, but Toronto's not helping anybody out. The Cavs are slipping, but I'm just not seeing that 6th seed right now. I kind of feel like we're going to get stuck in that 7 seed for, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Being honest, if we lose 2 more times, that kind of does it.
Yeah.
Because now you look at the Hornets, they're on a 5-game win streak. Cavs are dropping, but another thing is the Bulls just won 2, so they kind of stopped their little they cut the bleeding on that a little bit too. So it's like we kind of just need to win as much as we can, because we lose 2 more times, that deads anything of going 6th seed, in my opinion.
I mean, the Raptors lost today.
They lost to the Bulls.
Yeah, the Raptors lost today.
Thank God.
And the
Yes,
Cavs lost. The Cavs lost today. So
yeah,
I mean, that's good. I mean, I feel like we have a chance to do it. If we keep winning, I think we have a chance.
Yeah.
So we're 4 games
definitely gotta
behind
get this
Cleveland, 3 games behind Toronto.
Mm-hmm. We can't afford to lose twice.
Toronto is 1 game behind Cleveland, so it's like
if we win Memphis and Toronto loses, then I feel like that's our window right there.
They said
Yeah,
we
but
need
we gotta
LeBron
make up-
PEDs to get our team healthy. Damn, you gonna call out Bron like that for the PEDs?
Are we
Toronto's
confident
schedule is
that
pretty tough.
Cleveland and Toronto are going to lose, and we're going to be able to make up that 4 games? That's
Well,
the tough.
we play Cleveland in the second to last game of the season,
which will help.
That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be.
I think we can catch the Raps, bro, because the Raps, like I said, their schedule's not easy coming out.
Neither one of their schedules are easy, but that's why I said I'm looking forward to Wednesday's game. Is to take it one game at a time, and I understand what Saint is asking. I won't shut down any possible seed.
Yeah,
We just have to take it one game at a time, win the game that's in front of you.
because let's also not forget Charlotte is 1 game behind us. Atlanta is 2 games behind us. So even behind us and in front of us is it's close either way. Is the reality when you look at where we're at in the standings. 1 and 2 games behind us and 3 and 4 in front of us. So it's going to be an interesting ending to the season. But AJ, appreciate you. I'm back. Enjoyed it. Jay, I appreciate you coming on.
Bishop J.
And coming, Bishop J coming in.
Bishop, they're calling you Bishop J.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait. Bishop Reverend J.
Bishop Reverend Janitor J. Hey, and you know what? To end it, my final word for if you're telling me I can have Westbrook coming off the bench for vet minimum over Javon Carter and LeBron Johnson, I'm taking it. Those are my last words.
Oh my God, the toxicness.
Hey, wait, before we I just want y'all to know I was talking to AJ, and y'all know what he said to me. He said Kyrie's better than MJ. That's what he told me.
Wait, what?
That's what he said to me. What do you mean? Why you acting brand new?
I never said that.
AJ, you messaged me. AJ, you messaged me and you was like,
yeah. Good night, everybody.
You were like,
Good night on that. I never said that.
No, AJ said that. AJ said that. Go ahead and end it. It's okay.
Before we shut the stream off, let it be known if Russell Westbrook ever touches a Brooklyn uniform, I'm watching cricket. I'm watching something else.
You're
watching rugby.
You're gonna be a Knicks fan?
No, look, I'm gonna support the New Zealand All Blacks.
No, that's crazy.
The New Zealand All Blacks. Is that what
New
you
Zealand
said?
All Blacks.
No,
Rugby. You watching rugby, bro?
we supporting rugby over here. If he ever touches a Brooklyn, don't even go in the stadium.
So you're saying you're going to give up your Nets fandom if he becomes a...
He flipped it on you just now.
I don't think you understand. Russ is cursed. Not even Jesus can fix that.
He'll be on the court with KD and Kyrie.
Not even Bishop J can say that.
I don't think
he'll shoot and he'll shoot. He'll take a shot.
Yeah, I'll make Jay leave.
Bro, Westbrook could go forward and the ball go backwards. He can pass the ball right, the ball will go left. I don't.
Martel says he's watching beach volleyball.
No,
guys or girls? Guys or girls, Martel? That's a big thing here.
He gonna watch the hoe. He gonna watch the female.
Bro, Jesus is seeing you.
Nah, Javon Isaac. If Russell Westbrook ever goes to Dykeman, he's going to cry. They're going to bully him. Keep him far away. You know what? Keep him far away from New York. I wouldn't even want the Knicks.
But you know what I love about this? It's you have the same energy that Rage did about not having Drummond, and look who's become on our team, right? Like, did we ever think, like, when we talked about Drummond and the shit that people said, and Rage had the same energy that you have right now about Westbrook, about him. And look at who is one of our favorite centers now is Andre Drummond.
Yeah, it is crazy.
The shit that we've talked about on this show, Ben Simmons and all the crap that you guys gave me, Drummond and all the crap we gave Rage, and now we're potentially talking about Westbrook. It is going to happen. I'm calling it right now.
Drummond is different, but we don't know.
No, it's not different though, bro. Like, just remember the slander.
No, because he's playing. Well, I never slandered.
No. I know, but it's the same type of conversation that we had about Ben Simmons and Drummond, and how anti people were, and then they got here, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it works." Like, now this is going to happen to Chubbs. It'll eventually happen for me and AJ. We'll have a player that we're so dead against that will wind up being a net, and we're going to have
Russ
to eat
is
crow.
unredeemable.
And I
You
think
can't bring him back.
Westbrook is going to be that guy for Chubbs, and that's going to be the greatest stream ever when Russell Westbrook is wearing a Brooklyn uniform.
He would never.